Drama in New York City last night in the NBA Finals.
The Knicks pull off the miracle comeback and lead it 3 games to 1. Now 1 win away from a title.
The call on ABC, the Knicks hit the game-winning shot with a second left, completing the biggest comeback in NBA Finals history. The Spurs blew a 29-point second-half lead and lost 107-106. Game 5 will be Saturday in San Antonio. America's listening to Fox News.
Now, this 25th anniversary of 9/11, the Tunnel to Towers Foundation remains committed to honoring the heroes shaped by that day. Heroes like NYPD Detective Victor Vargas, a U.S. Air Force veteran who died from pancreatic cancer after serving in the World Trade Center recovery efforts. Tunnel to Towers honored Detective Vargas by paying off the family's mortgage. You can donate $11 a month, and you can amplify your impact with a car or land donation. Go to their website, the letter T, the number 2, the letter T.org.
Shh, here he comes.
Surprise! The people above your catering business are doing major construction, and the drilling is only during business hours. So loud.
Progressive knows small business owners usually don't like surprises because they cost you money. But a good surprise that could save you money? Getting personalized discounts on a commercial auto quote with Progressive.
Also, that isn't powdered sugar on the floor. It's plaster from your ceiling.
Surprise yourself. See if you can save in as little as 8 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
WFOM and W292EV Marietta, a Dickey broadcasting station. This hour is presented by Subaru of Gwinnett. You'll love the difference. The Morning Extra, only on Extra 106.3.
Morning, y'all. Tug and Los until 10 on Extra 106.3. It is Thursday. You can see the weekend. Some people would call it Stripper Thursday because you can see the weekend. You just can't touch it. You're not allowed. That's what we talk about. We only do that really early in the morning when it's when we're free of the kid zone, but it is funny nonetheless. Front office loves. It's just funny.
There's nothing funny
about
anything going on in this world right now.
I know. I was trying to figure out a way to.
There's nothing you can possibly say.
I know.
There is nothing.
Are you gonna be okay?
That can go on. Food doesn't taste good.
Oh.
The water is not helpful.
Your Monster Energy's good.
It's all terrible right now.
It's all terrible right now. So I went to bed thinking, oh, we got this in the bag. You know, and
well, it was only a 29-point lead at one point.
Yeah, I know. And then what was last play of the game? Kick it out. Should have ran out the clock. Tries to score a bucket, gets blocked. And
they score with a second left.
Yeah.
I don't know where to begin. I mean, this is the one time where I'm desperately looking to dive into something that is not sports.
It's not sports. Well, did you see the Republicans won 11-2 congressional baseball game?
Okay, well,
6 years in a row.
Well, not a surprise. I mean, let's face it. It's the only team in town that actually employs men.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I thought the same thing. And on that same line of thinking,
oh, throw me the ball. Oh.
Ouch. Missouri Senator Eric Schmidt diving catch in right field was amazing, dude. I'm talking, he cut his nose. I mean, dude went all in. It was a great play. I was really impressed by it. So that's good news. World Cup starts today. I'm more interested in the congressional baseball game. You know, I'm more interested in anything, dude. I'm more interested in the vice president having a chicken coop on the property where he's, they put chicken coops in so they can have fresh eggs, and they've got, the kids are taking part and helping raise the chickens and tend to them and go out and get the eggs in the morning. I'm more interested in that than I am World Cup.
I like the World Cup.
Yeah, no,
it's always a great time.
That's what I'm saying. I'm just saying for me, you could. There's nothing. If Team USA's on, man, I'm on a Team USA. Let's go. But I don't know. I'm more interested in that little German dude that's on social media. Have you seen him?
The guy who's taking the tour
of
around the South, and he's like, oh, oh, this is strange.
He went to Buc-ee's the other day. He's like, this is a gas station? What? So I'm interested in that dude. He's and Chris Thames is in place of Bryce. Bryce not feeling well today. And Chris, if you've not seen this guy, he's German and he's just in town for World Cup, and he is taking a lap up into North Georgia, went to the mountains, went to Buc-ee's. He's went over, I think did he go to Auburn, Los?
Yeah, I mean, he's taking like a tour of the South, basically. Now, I don't know if I'm getting my leg pulled here. I don't know if it's just
I thought the same thing.
Yeah,
I couldn't figure out if this is real or not.
No, and that's the deal, because there's points where if I was to try and think of all the places where I would have a question mark above my head. For instance, Stone Mountain. Like, what is this? I'm like, okay, you're in Stone Mountain. At the same time, then you're like 3 or 4 hours away and talking about, what it's like to be over at like a Buc-ee's. I'm like, all right, well.
I mean, that's up in Calhoun or, halfway to Macon.
Exactly. I'm like, it doesn't make any sense if you're looking to attend games in the Atlanta area while you're doing this. But, again, who knows? I mean, it's a foreigner. Maybe they're just having the tour. Yeah,
it's been. I've gotten a couple chuckles out of it. Whether it's real or not, I don't have any idea. But, again, I'm more interested in him than I am the World Cup. Now, my son Jacob, he's super excited about World Cup. He's into it. So I'm all for people being into it. Look, I love it. If you love it, I just don't love it. I'm ready to watch college baseball on Saturday, or listen to it over on the Fan 680 93.7 FM. They're going to have a big, huge presentation. The home of Georgia baseball is the Fan, so they're going to do the broadcast Saturday night over on the Fan. So if you're looking for a place to listen to Georgia baseball, if you're out and about, that will be the spot to do it. I'm definitely more interested in the College World Series, Los.
I'm just there's something cool about it's a 2-hour game. It's going to have obviously the best teams in the world that are taking part in it, and to me, a lot of this is all right. So you're trying to get through your group stage. If you can get through that, then you get over to the knockout rounds, and this country, I think, has, we've been to the knockout round like once in the past, like 14 years or something silly like that. It's like all you want to do is try and win one match once you're there. Like, it's not like we're sitting back going like, okay, please, let's see if we can win the World Cup. That's not what we're going to be able to do. We're entirely too small. We don't develop our teams very well, and so. And we'll do the same thing. And I swear to you, you'll see this. As soon as we are done, then it's going to be, well, why can't we get our best athletes to take part in the World Cup? It's like, because our best athletes are playing college football or wherever else, or baseball or everything else.
Whatever, yeah.
I was like, I hate to be insulting in this way, but it's true. The people that play soccer, typically, they're the 12-year-old baseball player where the ball is thrown near their head, and they become the 13-year-old soccer player.
Yeah, that's right. I've seen it a million trillion times.
It's like, oh, my God, I'm afraid of the ball. And then they go play soccer. And listen, soccer's physical, but the whole fact of the matter is it's a weenie sport. But it's as soon as we lose, then we start bitching about how the best athletes in America don't play soccer. And so it's going to be the same thing that we have happen every single time.
No, that's right, dude. Give me college baseball. That's right. I can't wait to watch Trey Phelps. I can't wait to watch Dan Jackson. I can't wait to watch Colby Branch at shortstop, dude. Give me that team. I'm looking. I just saw a tweet from a dude named Matthew Dukes. We follow each other. God bless America. Georgia till I die. Go Dogs. Go Braves. And there was a post from College Football Zone, which I don't even know what that is. It's some rando college football thing. And they put it up. They're like, what sporting event are you more excited to watch this weekend, FIFA or College World Series? My man Matthew Dukes quote tweets, College World Series, not hard to answer. Ain't even close. I'm with that guy, dude. He's my man. Now, are we in the minority? Yes, we are. The world can't wait for World Cup. I mean, it's in the name. But I'm okay with it. It's like being a conservative, man. They're telling you you're wrong all the time. I know I'm not.
Well, you're going to get to watch what you want to watch.
That's
and
right.
Get to enjoy
God
what you
bless
want to
America.
enjoy. Yeah, and that's totally fine. Again, I enjoy the 2-hour match, and here's what it is, and here's how it's going to go, and knowing that when it comes to the United States men's team, they're an underdog and they shouldn't win. And when they do, or when they hang around, that's still a lot of fun to me.
Yeah, man.
I still remember like 98 when they lost to Iran. I was like,
Oh, wow.
okay, we got problems here.
No, that's not good. My heavens. Well, all right, then. I wanted to let you get this off your chest because I know this game from last night is brutal. Did you see the fools, the goon Nick fans, jumping on top of cars and waving the Hamas flag? What the actual hell is going on up there? I mean, they got a communist for a mayor. I guess I shouldn't be that surprised.
These people are morons.
They don't deserve nice things.
No, it's just how it goes. And at least, and we'll see what the videos look like afterwards. At least they're not beating on Spurs fans. I mean, that was the last game.
That was last game, yeah.
The Spurs won, so they were beating on fans at different watch parties. And so, I was seeing a bunch of stuff last night. I got to the point basically where I went to bed very depressed. And just decided I'm going to check out on everything. And then even today doing the show, I was like, okay, I'll see if Tug brings this up. And if he does, I'm hurt.
Yeah,
okay,
I know.
It's fine.
I knew you would be, but it's good. It's good. It's like therapeutic. Talk about it, get it off your chest, and then move on. Jimmy Kimmel last night thought it would be really funny to troll Spencer Pratt, and said, I've rented you a U-Haul so you can leave L.A. after your election loss. Spencer Pratt being very clever and very good, and that's why he was in second place before they completely robbed him without a gun. He quote tweeted a video of his burned down house, and he was like, Jimmy, I got nothing left. I got no need for a U-Haul. My house is burned down. It's on there. There's nothing left. Just to make Jimmy look like the tool bag he is. Good on Spencer Pratt.
It's a jerk move.
Such a jerk move, knowing exactly what the problem is.
Well, yeah, like I get it. You're trying to do what you're trying to do as far as oh look, I'll do the Jimmy Kimmel thing. That dude and his wife, they are first class turds.
Yeah.
That is what they are, very simply.
There's people that said they don't deal with their family at Christmas time.
They do not equate actual real life anymore to real life. I mean, if they're the kind of people like this, if you were to lose a child, they look at it as like, well, that seems like a tragedy, but what is your politics first?
Yeah, that's right. Unfortunately, yours don't align with mine, so I'll make fun of your house being burned down to the ground. The crazy thing is, Los, knowing that everybody else in Los Angeles is suffering that same tragedy.
But they don't. In their minds, they do not look at that as if you're on the left, if you're in their point of view, they look at it as like, okay, well, it's going to be fine, and you will look at this as a momentary setback, and even if you have to sell your property or sell your home or sell whatever you have left to the government, well, that's in the best interest of government.
Yeah, so it's just fine. Everything. It's actually working out better than we even expected. Who could have expected it was going to work out this well for the government? Cost, that's the worst, man. There's just nothing worse. And to see Jimmy Kimmel so smug, and dude, I don't take offense. That's the thing. People think that I'm, or you or anybody else think we're offended by Jimmy Kimmel. I'm not offended at all. I just think what a sad existence. Can you imagine being so cynical and being so ugly and claiming that that's your life? Like that's the joy you get out of life, being so ugly and being so low down to people. I find no joy in that. I find joy in opening hold the door for somebody, and call me corny, call me anything you want. I don't care. I find joy in paying it forward. I find joy in seeing kids play. I find joy in cat videos on the internet. You know what I mean?
True.
I'm a simple man, dude. I'm simple, but I understand what good is. I really do know what good is. I fall short of doing good all the time. I'm not perfect by any means. I'm far, far from it. But I know what ugly is, and I know what wrong is. And Jimmy Kimmel's wrong. And he has no place to go, dude, because he doesn't even realize it. That's how sad it is. He doesn't even know it. He thinks that's the way you're supposed to live.
Well, once again, and I will point this out to any of the young people out there, a woman will ruin your life if you pick the wrong one. Jimmy Kimmel's wife is the one who writes the jokes.
Yeah, I know.
And runs the show.
Dude.
And one of the funniest dudes at one point who used to run the Man Show.
Dude, he used to be so funny.
Has now turned into this leftist turd to the point where it's like, I mean, the stuff that he gets into, I sit back and I'm like, wow, what a turd.
Yeah.
I mean,
absolutely.
he used to be an icon of dudes.
Yeah, he did. And now,
and now he's just a puscator.
yeah, I don't know what he is, dude. A loser. Dude, he is just a complete. That's all there is to it.
I'm like,
man.
you're run by your wife. And by the way, she ain't hot.
That's the worst.
Like, it's a different thing if you're telling me, like, man, that's some.
I understand why he's.
That's grade A 10. I mean, like, that's amazing. She ain't pretty.
No, yeah. Holy cow, dude. She's like a 4.
Yes.
That's awful. That's ugly. I'm stooping down to his level.
No, I'm just pointing out the fact that I'm like, come on, dude. Like, if you're going to get run by your wife, at least have it to where it's like, okay, I get it.
I get it. It's Scarlett Johansson, you know, or whomever. You're like, I get it. I understand. He's falling in line. I kind of see why. I get it. But yeah, not good at all. It's just what a waste. What a waste of talent.
Just totally tone deaf on these sort of things.
Completely. That's a great way to put it.
Considering, I mean, you can make your joke that you want to make over at Spencer Pratt. And again, I don't.
Yeah, I have no skin in the game, dude.
I have no skin in the game, and quite honestly, I don't care what goes on in California. I've written it off. It's not even a state in the union, as far as I'm concerned. But the weird part about it all is that you're so tone deaf that you're mocking somebody for something that's happened to them, yet it's also happened to thousands of other people, and none of them can rebuild their homes. And you're like, hey, I'm going to score political points on this thing.
Watch this. And the crowd that comes to see me, they know what they're there to get. They know what they're after.
They don't live in the Palisades.
Yeah, no. But they got a good laugh at all those people's expense because, they targeted Spencer, but it's the rest of the people there that are in that same position. And that's just, unfortunately, that is the left. The left used to be, at least the Democrat Party used to be, ask not what your country could do for you, but what you could do for your country. And now it's communism, socialism. It is just the exact opposite. It's what can I get for me? What can the government provide for me? How do we maintain power by taking the foundation of the country and stripping it away? That's what the left has turned into, dude. It's unreal. It really is. Morning Extra on Extra 106.3. Enough of that. 6 o'clock hours brought to you by Subaru of Gwinnett. When we come back, Dr. Rich McCormick has a job fair going on. So if you're a job seeker or a company looking for good employees, he has a job fair that he wants to share with you next. We'll get into some other things that are happening in and around the country, in and around the state of Georgia. Next on the Morning Extra on Extra 106.3 Tug and Los until 10.
The Morning Extra, Neil Bortz, and The Kimmer Show are all online for you anytime at thepodcastpark.com. Plus all of Extra's exclusive podcasts like Ben Burnett, Janelle King, and so much more. All at thepodcastpark.com. Presented by Associated Credit Union.
I've told you many times that there are really good people in the world. All you have to do is look for them. But that falls short of capturing what Chuck is over at Central Heating and Air Conditioning, man, because he's just on top of a good businessman. He's just a good dude. And if you're looking for a company to work with, that will give you great service and you'll feel like that it's a square deal. And that's, I don't know about you, but that's all I'm looking for these days. And something goes wrong, I just want a square deal, man. I just want to know that the company, that I choose, they're doing the job that I need them to do. They're going to do it to the best of their ability. They're going to get it done for me, and it's going to last. Yeah, they're going to make $1 or $2, but they're not trying to inflate prices because the bottom line's the most important. If you're looking for that, work with Central Heating and Air Conditioning. And if it's time for a new system, right now is a great time to upgrade. Qualified homeowners can receive up to $1,700 in carrier rebates and up to 60 months 0% financing with approved credit. Since 1947, Georgia families right here in Metro Atlanta have trusted Central Heating and Air Conditioning for dependable comfort. Call 770-GET-HEAT or go to centralheat.com. Turn to your Atlanta carrier experts. Central Heating and Air Conditioning, delivering carrier comfort for the world we share.
I'm so sick of all these cheesy lawyer billboards. You might be too. If you're injured in a car crash, you don't hire a lawyer because they're sweet or strong or the biggest. You hire a lawyer who is recognized by their peers as one of the top lawyers in the state. You hire a lawyer who's going to listen to you, fight for you, and has the case results to prove it. That lawyer is me, Bruce Hagan, the people's lawyer. I've been proudly selected by my fellow lawyers as one of the top 100 lawyers in the state and for 21 consecutive years as Georgia's super lawyer. Hagan-law.com, Hagan-law.com.
This is Tom, the honest car guy, and we got a surprise call in from a customer of ours, Travis, out in Jefferson, Georgia. Travis, good to hear from you, buddy. You want to tell a little bit about the experience you had with me at the honest car guy?
The whole experience, honestly, was one of the smoothest car experiences that we've ever gone through, meaning that there's no pressure. There's no runaround. It's just straight up honest service. The price that you guys present or find for you, that's what you are going to pay. And you just get a great deal. I've been educated to a newer process of the car dealership game. You guys have not come in and you're setting the benchmark for how car dealing and car buying and car selling really should be.
Friends, if you're in the market for a pre-owned car, truck, or SUV, get an honest car buy from the Honest Car Guy. You pay what we pay, plus an honest fee, and we back that up by giving you the bill of sale. That's our transparency guarantee. Call 844-SHOW-ME-1. That's 844-SHOW-ME, the number 1, or visit honestcarguy.com.
If you like Brian Kemp, you're going to love Rick Jackson.
Rick Jackson's been a good supporter of mine. He's got a great story, and I've kind of felt like for really 2 years now that race is right for a political outsider, especially somebody that could sell fun.
Rick Jackson, a conservative outsider who will make Georgia proud, just like Brian Kemp.
I'm Rick Jackson. Brian Kemp wins big for Georgia. Record jobs, teacher pay raises, and when Hollywood liberals tried to boycott Georgia, Kemp never backed down.
The conservative outsider, just like Kemp.
As governor, I'll slash property taxes and lead America in job creation. I'm Rick Jackson. Like Governor Kemp, I'll fight for Georgia and win big because that's what I've done my whole life.
Rick Jackson's been a good supporter of mine. He's got a great story.
Rick Jackson for Georgia. Paid for by Jackson for Governor Inc.
From the FIFA World Cup to competitive business environments, grand ambitions lead to game-changing achievements. At Bank of America, we're there to support businesses at every step, providing insights and expertise to help you gain an edge.
He shoots, he scores!
What would you like the power to do? Explore winning business solutions at BofA.com/gamechangers. Bank of America, official bank of the FIFA World Cup 2026.
Tug and Los start your day the right way on the Morning Extra.
I have an uncle who's a plumber, and, it's a small business. He never got rich, but he did good work. He worked his fingers to the bone, and people like Jimmy Kimmel have no use for my uncle, the plumber. He has no use for my parents who worked in the carpet mills in Dalton, Georgia, because he's better than them. He looks down his nose at them. They're uneducated, and they are, but they're more wise than Jimmy Kimmel will ever be in a day in his damn life. He provides nothing, and the left loves him. They elevate him like he's some sort of hero, and he's not.
The Morning Extra, 6 to 10 a.m. on Extra 106.3 and the Extra app. The stories that matter to you. These are your Georgia headlines.
Good morning. These are your Georgia headlines on Extra 106.3. Residents packed the Marietta City Council meeting Wednesday night to voice their concerns about a proposed data center near Bells Ferry Road and I-75. City leaders say no construction plans are currently under review, but property was rezoned for light industrial use last year, fueling ongoing community opposition. A Henry County High School graduate is making headlines after being accepted to 264 colleges and universities and earning more than $17 million in scholarship offers. Woodland High School graduate Patrick Pruitt says he hopes his achievements inspire other students to dream big and pursue every opportunity available. Georgia is becoming one of the first states to enroll eligible foster children into new federal Trump accounts. The program provides $1,000 investments from the U.S. Treasury for qualifying children, with funds available when they reach adulthood. State leaders say the accounts could help foster youth build a stronger future. Today's weather in Metro Atlanta: expect a hot and humid June day. Temperatures will climb into the 90s this afternoon with a mix of sun and clouds. Rain chances are relatively low during the day, though an isolated shower or thunderstorm is possible later on. Tug and Los until 10. 404-741-1230 is the number, and we are joined by the good doctor, Dr. Rich McCormick, doing a terrific job fair for folks looking for work or businesses looking for great employees. Dr. McCormick, we'll talk about that in just a minute. Welcome to the show. How are you?
It's always good to be with you guys. Pretty exciting week. Really excited about the job fair.
Yes, sir. On the 30th, so just a little less than 2 weeks from now, Atlanta Marriott Alpharetta there on Windward Parkway, same place we did the town hall, and we want people to learn more about it. How can they find out whether they're a job seeker or an actual business that are looking for great employees that live in Georgia's 7th District? How do they find out more about it? How do they get involved?
But here's the cool thing. You don't even have to live in the district. And actually, we want to make it as big as possible. We're going to we've invited people from other districts that are tangential to us, because obviously a lot of people work outside of my district and travel from my district and vice versa. We want to have as many jobs available. I know a lot of people are hurting out there. We actually have a pretty good unemployment rate, probably about 3.6 in Georgia. It's on the lower side of the United States, but people are out there who want good paying jobs. And I'm not going to, this isn't McDonald's, not that there's anything wrong with McDonald's, Chick-fil-A or anything like that. These are good paying jobs with special subsets, and some they'll actually train you. So come to the job fair, see what's available. It's going to get bigger and bigger every year. I'm really excited about kind of being a conduit between my constituents and Georgia's, and the businesses actually need employees to do good jobs.
Congressman Dr. Rich McCormick is our guest right here on the Morning Extra, and I think that's what's really important, Congressman. We've been below the national average in unemployment rate, but for those of the workers in Georgia that have been frustrated, oftentimes it's about getting in front of the right people. This is that sort of opportunity where maybe you don't have to worry about AI filtering out your information. You get a chance to speak with some business owners looking to hire.
That's right. And if you go to my website, you'll see all the information you need to get online. If you can't find it there, just call my office. We'll send you a link. It's going to be easy. It's going to be free. We got parking. We got businesses from all over, and I think it's just going to grow every single year. I think as people see the success that we're going to have in making people be the part of the American dream.
That's all right. So if you are in need of a job or a business in need of good employees, 7th District Job Fair, July 30th. At the Atlanta Marriott Alpharetta off Windward Parkway from 11:30 until 3 p.m. So I misread that earlier when I said less than 3 weeks. July 30th, not June 30th, but July 30th. So you have some time to get your resume together and get ready and be a part. Find yourself a job. Find yourself a good employee. Again, on Dr. McCormick's website. So we've been talking about the craziness, and I know this is California, not Georgia, but I do believe people in Georgia are a bit concerned when they cast their vote. Does it count? The QR codes. We had Burt Jones on in an event last night. We played back some of that today where we talked about the QR codes that are not supposed to be on Georgia ballots and that sort of thing. I don't want us to turn into California. I know you don't. And I ask you this because you're actually a Georgia voter. You're a Georgia resident, so it's important to you as a man that casts his ballots. Do you feel good about the way Georgia is trending as far as the equipment that we use, the things that we do during voting, and how do we avoid becoming California?
Right. We're about 90% there. I've actually heard both candidates for Governor talk on this issue. It's very interesting to hear. I think we can do better. I think I've heard that the Dominion machines, and this is actually from the evidence I heard from the legislators previously, that we actually won. Even Trump, when he lost, the year he lost, he won on the Dominion machines. But where we actually lost is the mail-ins, which is actually the printed ballots. We fixed that. You can't do drop boxes to unattended places anymore. It's very limited. It's supervised. We fixed about 12 different portions of that voting law, and we've done well ever since. It doesn't mean it's perfect. We can do better. We can actually quantify each ballot and be randomly assigned to a voter so that we know that voter has voted, and so you can't have any duplicate ballots. I think there's a bunch of things we can do to clean the rolls every year. But I think overall, as a state, we've improved dramatically from when we hit a low point. COVID really screwed with our voting system. And like I said, I think we fixed 90% of that problem. But, man, we are way, way better than California. Nobody trusts that system right now. They're doing it so blatantly that Governor Newsom made a law in the state so that we cannot actually audit their system. I mean, that is as blatant a disregard to accountability and lawfulness as you could possibly get. And unfortunately, this shows you why. Once you go off a certain precipice, once you stack the Supreme Court, once you make extra states you know are going to be liberal forever, and you start messing with our constitutional balance of government, you'll never recover.
Congressman Dr. Rich McCormick is our guest on the Morning Extra. I want to follow up on that California discussion because I can handle losing. I don't like it. I can't stand it, but I can handle it. What it looks like is a scenario where California and their representation has set up a power structure by which they'll make sure they never lose. And I seem that is decidedly un-American, especially when you even consider the race for mayor in California and Los Angeles, where Spencer Pratt was running a pretty creative race in order to gain traction as a Republican. And yet 7 days later, after looking like he was going to be in a runoff, the third place finisher passes him. It just feels like a kangaroo court scenario.
And it wasn't even numerically possible. And this is what we saw back in our election in 2020, the same kind of scenario where after hours, once the polls close, all of a sudden more ballots are being found, and they're all going about 80% in one direction. That is statistically impossible. When those things start to happen in mass, which it did, where it doesn't make any sense compared to everything else that came in that day, you lose faith. And unfortunately, the thing that breaks me heart, I mean, when I was growing up, California was a great state. As a state by itself, I think it would have with top 5 economy in the world as a country, if you made it a country. It had so many amazing things going for it. It's a great place to live weather-wise, topography, geography. They have resources that nobody else has, and yet look what they've done. Run that state into the ground. That whole West Coast has been contaminated by people who are fleeing California and bringing their liberal ideas elsewhere. It's such a shame. Quite frankly, when I was in the military there for 7 years, I thought I'd retire back there in San Clemente when I was done with everything else. I wouldn't go back there barely to vacation now. It's so bad. It's just really a shame.
It is indeed. Dr. Rich McCormick joining us on the Morning Extra on Extra 106.3. I feel like sometimes the discussion of illegal immigration gets pushed off to the side because there's so many things happening. I'd like to, at some point, get to the war in Iran and your opinion and thoughts there. But illegal immigration is something that Trump was elected for, and Republicans need to lead the charge on. I know that's important to you, and making sure that we don't let that issue go, because it's important in so many places, whether fraud in Minneapolis or illegal voting across the country. How do Republicans stay on message there?
I think everybody wants to see our laws followed. The Constitution is a reasonable document. It's one of the best documents ever written. It's guided our nation from a fledgling nation to the greatest, wealthiest, most ambitious country in the world, based on a capitalistic society with balance of government that stays out of the way of the people. And that can be contaminated very dramatically, not only by a illegal immigration system that rewards people for doing the wrong thing, rewards people for breaking the law, but also when you consider that states can allow them to vote. Now, they can't vote in federal elections, but they can vote in state elections, and once again, skews states like California forever towards a welfare state where you can basically vote yourself systematic rewards. And I think on top of that, the consumption of a country's resources when you're in 30% deficit spending at the beginning, this is where we kind of go off that precipice. Once again, once you reach that point of no return where you can basically, the majority rules, the tyranny of the majority, where you can basically say, I'm not paying taxes. Only one kind of person is paying taxes, and it sounds great on paper, but it has never, ever worked. When billionaires make more money and create more jobs and raise the wealth for everybody else, nope, I'd rather have less money for everybody else as long as they have less them also. That's the kind of mentality of socialism and communism. Never works, never will work, and unfortunately we're importing a bunch of people who think like that and are rewarded like that from the people who want power.
Congressman Dr. Rich McCormick is our guest. I want to follow up right there because illegal immigration is certainly one scenario where most of the country, when you look at the polling, is not for it. But then when you start adding in the incidents of fraud, and most notably in Minnesota, what they were doing with some of the child nutrition information, what's been going on around the country with Medicaid, there's a reason why you will see often those on the left that try and spin this and try and avoid explaining to the American people that not only are these people here illegally, but they're stealing your money.
Massive amounts being sent overseas, to Somalia, to other countries in the Central America and South America. Some of it is well-meaning for them, but once again, stealing money and doing it eyes wide open. By the way, anybody who does that should be absolutely put in jail and then sent home forever. You should lose your citizenship immediately. If you've got citizenship here coming from another country, legally even. I think it's like treason. You come to a country in good faith thinking you're going to work hard, that's fine. If you did it legally, you live the American dream. And so many people, Elon Musk did that. We've had tons of people live amazing lives and have an amazing family life and a legacy because they came here willing to work. But if you come here to steal, not only get out, but I want to punish them to the maximum extent possible. By the way, I'm going to really quickly, if you guys don't mind, we just put out an editorial, or we're going to put an editorial out this week on the whole TPS vote on Haiti. It's interesting. I met with a lawyer, immigration lawyer. We actually found a workaround where you don't have to have TPS for permanent residents who came here, well, what has become permanent residents from the earthquake and other things. You can still work legally. You just have to put in some extra paperwork. It modified my position on it. We re-voted on that, by the way. We would not vote to support the TPS in the way it's been applied. Mark Wayne Mullen is a big part of that. Thanks, Mark Wayne, for meeting with me and talking to me about that. Kristi Noem did a horrible job of talking about deporting everybody carte blanche because that's not how it was going to work anyways. But once again, being educated, understanding how this works, and understanding how it's been abused is a really big, important step towards fixing it.
Where can that op-ed be found?
It's going to be published. We're not sure how many people are going to publish it. We're putting it out to all the papers.
Okay.
It's pretty extensive because we did a lot of legal references just to make sure that everybody knew we did our homework because it's a very controversial subject. But we did our homework and we researched it ad nauseum. And so some papers won't pick it up because it may be a little bit too long. We have a pared down version so people can read maybe an abridged version. But we want people to have all the facts so they know exactly how well researched it is and why it's misunderstood because there's a lot of minutia in it.
Yeah, no doubt about it. If you'll send it to us, we'll definitely post it on.
Yeah, that's our 8 o'clock topic tomorrow morning.
For sure, absolutely it is. 100%. Last thing here for you, Dr. McCormick. We celebrated D-Day back on the 6th, America's greatest generation, and we are in the fight of a lifetime now to make sure that America is going to be passed down to our kids and our grandkids in the fashion that we were handed it by our grandparents and stuff. So between illegal immigration, between the war in Iran, what is it that folks need to focus on? How can they participate, in your opinion, how can they participate to make sure that America is that shining city on the hill that we pass down to the next generation?
I think it's funny when you talk about great presidents. One of the greatest orators was John F. Kennedy when he said, ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. that generation got it. I mean, 2 years ago, I jumped out of an airplane on the 80th anniversary. This year, I almost jumped. It was the 82nd anniversary of the 82nd, which I thought was pretty cool. Maybe I'll jump on the 101st of the 101st. But I really appreciate that generation that didn't ask. They just went off because they believed in this country. People quit their professional baseball stardom, as all-stars to go over and fly and put themselves in harm's way because they believed in this great nation. They were willing to sacrifice. And unfortunately, way too many people now are looking to, what can I get out of the government? How can I claim something so I can get on the doles and have that permanent paycheck and be disabled or whatever it is? It is not time for that. This is a country who's struggling valiantly right now. The great thing is we have so many advantages. The resources we have, the Constitution that we have, but we have to stick to it. And we have to have that balance of government. We've got to get the government out of the way of the people. We have sacrificed for so many generations. But we've also been a country that's disagreed with each other, usually in thirds and right now in halves. But if we allow the half that now belongs to the Socialist Party, and by the way, the Democrats, 2/3 of them believe wholeheartedly in socialism now. They have sold out. They're no longer the Democratic Party of the Blue Dogs back in the day, of those Dixiecrats. They don't exist anymore. They're gone. If you look at who's winning the primaries right now, they are absurdly to the left. They are Marxist, and that is scary, and this is going to be the fight of our life. And if we don't pay attention, and by the way we sell this, and the way we message it, we grow the party instead of getting divided over who's more Republican, who's more conservative, which I think I'm more conservative than most people. It's okay if you're not as conservative as me. I need you in the party. I need to proselytize. We need to grow the party like we did back in the Reagan years where we win by dominant measures because we are on the right side of history. And this great nation, it was built off of those principles, and we have to be able to sell the message.
Dr. McCormick, we thank you so much for taking the time to join us today, and want to remind everybody to go to your website to learn about the job fair that will be on July 30th off Windward Parkway in Alpharetta. Go to Dr. McCormick's website and follow him there. Follow him on social medias too. We appreciate your time, sir. Thank you so much for spending some with us.
Hey, thanks for being part of the solution instead of part of the problem. Love you guys. Look forward to seeing you soon.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Dr. Rich McCormick.
Can't wait.
Morning Extra.
Can't wait to get in the op-ed.
Yeah, man, that'll be good too. Absolutely
That'll be
right.
another part of that story that we were part of it, having that discussion, and when that news broke, and then having Dr. Rich McCormick join us to explain why his vote was what it was, and then to now follow that up with the legal end of it, and here's what the solution that they're going to propose, and see where it goes from there.
I love what he said, though. Let's grow the party, big tent. You don't have to be as conservative as I am to still work together and lock arms and do what's best for America.
The party is being led by a former Democrat.
That's right.
Let's not forget this now.
That's right.
There's a lot of conservative principles that Donald Trump has been implementing and getting done, but you talk about the tent getting bigger and how he ends up being the first Republican in 20 years to win the popular vote, it's because he's grown the party.
That's exactly right. The purity test. And, we were talking about Susan Collins, man. We're not super excited about her, but we're going to need her. We are going to need her if we can, get the Trump agenda implemented in D.C., and I certainly hope that's the case, and I hope she'll work with the Republicans. Tug and Los until 10 on Extra 106.3, 6 o'clock hours, brought to you by Subaru of Gwinnett. The new boss at CBS is also taking over CNN, and the leftists, a.k.a. journalists, are in a panic over it. That discussion next on Extra 106.3.
Extra 106.3 Sports, powered by 680 The Fan.
Good morning. Here are your sports headlines for Thursday, June 11th. The Atlanta Braves look to salvage the series in Chicago tonight against the White Sox after a narrow loss, 2-1, the final last night, as the White Sox have taken the first two games of the series. Game 3 tonight. Martin Perez will be on the mound for the Braves. He'll be opposed by Anthony Kay. First pitch is set for 7:40. You can hear all of the game action on our sister station, 680 The Fan, and for free on the Fan app. The Stanley Cup Finals tied currently at 2 games apiece. Game 5 goes down tonight between the Carolina Hurricanes and the Las Vegas Golden Knights. Puck drops at 8 o'clock. From the NFL, Kansas City Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes has reworked his contract. His deal is now worth nearly $505 million and runs through 2033. With your sports headlines, I'm Carlos Medina.
This is House Call for Health. An over-the-counter medication is being recalled for an unusual reason. The Food and Drug Administration says the Haleon Pharmaceutical Company is voluntarily recalling 4 lots of Gas X Extra Strength soft gels capsules over potential contamination involving a coolant from a machine leakage that may have entered the products during packaging. The pills come in bottles 72 count and 120 count, and the 4 affected lots all have an expiration date of November 30th, 2028, sold between April 13th and May 14th of this year. The FDA says using contaminated products could cause nausea, vomiting, abdominal pain, and diarrhea, so they're urging consumers to stop using the products immediately and contact the Haleon Consumer Relations Team for returns and reimbursements. Gas X is designed to relieve gas, bloating, and pressure. For more health news, go to foxnewshealth.com. House Call for Health. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News.
On the fence about a fence? Hi, this is Jared with Accent Fence. Make the right choice and call Accent Fence. Whether it's wood, aluminum, vinyl, composite, steel, or chain link, Accent Fence can build you the perfect fence for your home. And with no money down financing available, now is the time to get your new fence. Explore fence options and read all of our 5-star Google reviews at accentfence.net. Then call and set up your free in-home consultation at 770-995-7463. For a fence that lasts, visit accentfence.net.
Both are absolutely essential. Larry Elder here. Many hosts have been taking and authentically endorsing Relief Factor for over a decade. That's over 10 years of lending their voice to help you get out of pain drug-free. Why? Because it works. Plain and simple. Relief Factor offers a quick start option. They actually lose money on the first offer, but they do it so people can try it for themselves and experience just how much it can improve their lives. More than 1 million people have tried Relief Factor, and about 2/3 go on to order more. The creator of Relief Factor returned home from Vietnam as a combat veteran wounded multiple times. He decided to become a doctor simply to help people, to heal them. He created Relief Factor originally to just help his patients with pain and do it drug-free. When he saw how well it worked, he decided to make it available to everyone. If pain is holding you back, maybe it's time you found out why so many people like me make Relief Factor part of their daily routine. Try the 3-week quick start today and see how it works for you. Visit ReliefFactor.com, that's ReliefFactor.com, or call 800-4-RELIEF, 800-4-RELIEF.
The biggest candidates in Georgia are live on Extra 106.3 FM.
Joined by gubernatorial candidate for the state of Georgia, Burt Jones.
I've been consistent on cutting taxes, cutting regulations, trying to improve our education system by giving parents more choices. Also, we passed a literacy bill for our public school systems. So I've had a real heavy focus on education, economic opportunities, and all these things. You know, I'd rather talk about the issues. I think the voters would rather hear about the issues.
Candidates. The road to victory includes a stop at Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station, Extra 106.3 FM and the Extra app.
Tug and Los until 10 on Extra 106.3, 6 o'clock hour brought to you by Subaru of Gwinnett. You just heard from Burt Jones there. That was his last visit. He will join us tomorrow here on Extra 106.3. Do not miss it if you're interested in this. And it seems like the polling is pretty razor thin between Burt Jones and Rick Jackson. We'll let you hear from Rick today, and then Burt tomorrow. 8 a.m. is when Burt Jones will be here. He'll be here until, I think, 8:40. So probably a good 30-plus minute sit-down with Burt Jones as we head to runoff day. You know, that is on Tuesday. If I'm not mistaken, early voting may end tomorrow. I'll verify that for you, but I think that's the case. And I'm going to try to get out and get my early voting done today. But Los, it really is, man. It is so razor thin. I really like Burt Jones and I really like Rick Jackson. I think I like them for very different reasons. But I think they bring something. Both of them bring something unique.
Yeah, for as tight as it is, we have seen the story of how the Raffensperger and the Chris Carr voters are considering and moving towards Rick Jackson. At the same time, if you look at the betting markets, Burt Jones is significantly ahead in terms of what the odds are. And so, to me, I got asked about this yesterday when I was leaving the building from some of the nice people from the Warrior Alliance. They're like, what do you think is going to happen? I go, razor thin.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
That was my prediction. I'm like, razor thin.
I couldn't call it. If you had to ask me today, and I've been asked at my house last night, kind of like you, my son was like, Dad, what's going to happen? Who's winning? I don't know, man. I have any idea. I don't have any idea.
What was my prediction for the NBA Finals last night?
Pain.
I'm pretty good at this.
Yeah. Gosh. I know.
Tug's like, who do you like tonight? Pain.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I thought that, I read that completely wrong because I was like, all right, let's go, buddy. We're about to the Spurs about to deliver pain to the Knicks. And I think I read it wrong. Anyway, look, the people at
and razor thin here in Georgia.
That's right.
Mark it down, everybody.
Right at
Pain
town.
and razor thin.
Get it tattooed on your arm. That way you don't forget. The new boss at CBS, Barry Weiss, is also taking over at CNN. Dude, the leftists, the AKA journalists, are losing their mind. And the crazy thing is, she's not a conservative.
No, she's on their side.
Totally. But yet, to her credit, she's like, we got to clean some of this crap up.
I love this story. I love the fact that Barry Weiss, when it comes to editorial control, she's taken over and has already done this with CBS and is now moving over to CNN with new ownership. It is amazing to watch the left freak out about this because they have looked at this as, this is our propaganda wing. You're not allowed to mess with it. We're going to do what we want to do. And so when you just kind of see the responses, whether it's on social media or anywhere else, to see them worrying about what if she centers the message? Well,
oh God.
Well, what's the problem with that? Oh my God.
Oh my God.
You mean you want to actually put out a product that makes money?
Yeah. You mean we're not in business just to be a propaganda machine? I thought we were. I thought we were like PBS. We didn't have to worry about bottom lines and all that sort of stuff.
How childish is it that you're sitting back and especially when it comes to CNN, and you basically have a quarter of the audience that Fox News has in the evening. And again, you have the benefit of like the airports. You have all these different places where you have a captured audience. Yet, you're so far behind in the ratings that when somebody comes in to try and increase the people that are listening and watching, they're all like, no, we're good here.
No,
we've done it.
We're not going to talk about the other side at all unless we're calling them Nazis or authoritarians or whatever. Racist, any word that ends with ist. Any ism that you can throw in there.
And by the way, the funny part when you start getting into this stuff, the only response the left has is, well, the Jews run the media. Look.
Oh, my God.
I was like, come on, people. I was like, the fact is, be an adult. She's being brought in in order to handle this sort of stuff, in order to handle the same things that was going on with CBS. If you are running a far left organization that is losing money, this person is there not to tell you not to be far left. All they're telling you is editorially, we're going to try and center this message a little bit.
Yeah. We saw how that worked for our friend Ben Burnett. It's along the same lines because the AJC is so far left. They had Ben Burnett, who is not the most conservative of conservatives, or at least he's a country club conservative.
Ben joked around about it. He is milquetoast conservative.
Yeah, and they fired him.
His words, not mine.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it. I mean, if we look at in terms of like the extremes, okay, whatever Ben is, I'm Pol Pot. Okay,
yeah,
Ben is like the friendly neighborhood Republican, where if things don't work out, it's like, all right, that's fine, whatever.
I got plenty of money.
It's like I'll figure it out from here. That's gonna be fine.
Be good. But the reason I brought it up for folks that don't know, he was writing for the AJC. And he wrote an article, and they fired him. They published it, and then fired him.
Yeah, they reviewed it, put it up. And then
Unreal.
And then they were like, "Yeah, we're not renewing your contract." And I'm like, "What?
Yeah.
A bunch of."
But it's the
Then
same
again,
kind of thing.
Again, Ben, on a scale of 1 to 10 in terms of like conservatism, he's like a 4. Like he's a nice guy.
I know, right? Oh, Lord. Anyway, but it's the same thing that's happening at CBS and CNN. It's the same panic that you saw with Ben. When we come back on Extra after a Fox News update, the Democrats don't have a candidate that can win nationally. Next on Extra.
The Morning Extra has you covered until 10 a.m. Then it's Glenn Beck, Clay Travis, and Buck Sexton at noon, and The Kimmer Show taking over at 3, only on Extra 106.3.
Fox on Tech. Is your old password easy for someone to guess? Apple can help you to get that changed. Among all the announcements of improvements coming to Apple's AI, there's one new feature Apple hopes will give its users a more secure feeling. For a while now, Apple's Passwords app has been able to identify potentially weak or compromised passwords for your accounts and prompt you to create new ones that would be harder to crack. Starting with iOS 27, the Passwords app will be able to just go ahead and update passwords on your behalf. The feature is part of the improved Apple Intelligence boosted by Google Gemini, as passwords are stored on the app anyway and only used to log into various accounts with passcodes or biometrics like Face ID. It's less work and more security for the Apple user. iOS 27 should be available this fall for all Apple iPhones going back to iPhone 11. With Fox on Tech, I'm Eben Brown, Fox News.
What a season. The boys are giving us plenty to celebrate, but if you've celebrated a little too hard after a win and ended up in jail, you need A Second Chance bail bonds. We handle bonds from the stadium to the city, and in most cases, we can have you or your loved one out in a matter of hours. A Second Chance. It's better to know us and not need us than need us and not know us. Call A Second Chance 24/7 at 404-BAIL-OUT. That's 404-BAIL-OUT. Or online at atlbail.com.
You should never need financing for a simple garage door repair, but it's happening here. Out-of-town companies have invaded Atlanta for a cash grab, charging outrageous prices. Hi, I'm Dan Watkins, owner of All Four Seasons Garage, Entry Doors, and Windows. Stay local and stay on budget for every opening of your home. All Four Seasons, trusted in Atlanta for over 25 years, exceptional customer service, and fair, honest pricing. When trust matters, trust us. All the number 4 Seasons Garages.
I'm Chad Pergram with the Speaker's Lobby. There's not much that's sweet in politics these days, except for one thing in the Senate chamber, the candy desk. There's a desk in the Senate that's designated as a sort of congressional confectionery. This special desk is a repository of various candies. In fact, senators fight over who gets to be a keeper of the desk. Their charge is to make sure it's stocked with treats and chocolates. Homeland Security Secretary Mark Wayne Mullen held the candy desk, but when he departed the Senate to run DHS, GOP Oklahoma Senator Alan Armstrong took over Mullen's seat, and perhaps more importantly, his desk in the Senate chamber, and in this case, the candy desk. Shortly after Oklahoma Governor Kevin Stitt appointed Armstrong, the drawer in the desk temporarily ran out of chocolate. Senators and staff noticed immediately. They informed Armstrong that he must keep the candy desk stocked at all times. So what's in the desk now? Watermelon Jolly Ranchers, bit of honey, assorted chocolates, banana Laffy Taffy, nerds, and gummy clusters. With the Speaker's Lobby, Chad Pergram, Fox News.
Start your day with Tug and Los on the Morning Extra.
We just try and have the forum and ask the questions. When you send us information, emails, or anything else and say, hey, I want to know about this, I'm telling you, that goes to the front of the line of stuff we're going to ask about, because that is, let's face it, I have my own biases of stuff I want to hear about from politicians. I've got to have those go on the back burner and say, you know what, that may not be the most interesting aspect or what's going to make the decision on a vote for someone who's out there. And so when you give us that feedback, that goes to the front of the line on stuff we're going to talk about.
The Morning Extra, 6 to 10 a.m. on Extra 106.3 and the Extra app. The Morning Extra, Glenn Beck, Clay and Buck, and The Kimmer Show on WFOM and W292 EV Marietta, a Dickey Broadcasting Station, Extra 106.3.
We hit them very hard. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. That's what President Trump told Fox during a second night of attacks in Iran, calling it violent and vicious as he insists Iran keeps tapping us along on a potential deal.
CENTCOM says Iranian military surveillance capabilities, along with air defense systems and communication sites, were hit.
Fox's Trey Yingst in Tel Aviv.
Now, in response, the Iranians launched ballistic missiles and drones at Gulf countries, including Bahrain and Kuwait. The Jordanian army says they dealt with at least 20 Iranian ballistic missiles in the skies of their country. Today, the Iranian Foreign Ministry says the strikes overnight rendered the ceasefire practically meaningless.
As Iran keeps insisting it's blocking shipping in the Strait of Hormuz, President Trump says the U.S. in a secret mission got more than 200 ships through, carrying 100 million barrels of oil. Oil prices have been down slightly this morning, but the spike up for oil and gas in this conflict drove inflation in May to the biggest rise in 3 years.
But President Trump says he's not concerned.
You know what I really love? I love the inflation. You know why?
The president says that's because he predicts prices will plummet once military action is over in Iran.
That's Fox's Jared Halpern of the White House. Carmelo Anthony's lawyers have filed an appeal to Tuesday's murder conviction in Texas and a 35-year prison sentence for stabbing a 17-year-old in a confrontation last year. And related to that, Fox's Chris Foster reports a right-wing influencer has been arrested.
Jake Lang's charged with making terroristic threats. He led protests outside the courthouse in Frisco, Texas, saying Carmelo Anthony should be hanging from a tree, allegedly threatening to kill Anthony himself if he wasn't convicted of murdering Austin Metcalf at a track meet last year. Anthony was convicted. He's black, Metcalf was white, so's Jake Lang.
A comeback like no other in NBA Finals history.
Brunson gets it, fires up a three. Got no good. The tip is gone. It's gone.
OG Anunoby's game winner for the Knicks came with a second left to complete a 29-point second-half comeback, beating the Spurs 107-106 on ABC. America's listening to Fox News.
Born on America's darkest day, 9/11/01, the Tunnel to Towers Foundation has been helping American heroes ever since. Heroes like FDNY Lieutenant Edward J. McDonough Jr. McDonough served at Ground Zero. He later lost his life to a related cancer. The Tunnel to Towers Foundation was able to honor his sacrifice by paying off the family's mortgage. Donate $11 a month, and you can amplify your impact with a car or land donation. Just go to their website, the letter T, the number 2, the letter T.org.
Shit, here he comes.
Surprise! The people above your catering business are doing major construction, and the drilling is only during business hours. So loud.
Progressive knows small business owners usually don't like surprises because they cost you money. But a good surprise that could save you money? Getting personalized discounts on a commercial auto quote with Progressive.
Also, that isn't powdered sugar on the floor. It's plaster from your ceiling.
Surprise yourself. See if you can save in as little as 8 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
Does your friend listen to an old station whose news gives them the blues? Set your friend right. Tell him to download the Extra 1063 app.
Good morning, y'all. Tug and Los until 10 on Extra 1063. Download the app so you can listen live and on demand. Never miss a minute of the Morning Extra. And we encourage you during early voting, if you could vote Tug and Los for mornings. We ask for that, hat in hand. That's all we ask. We don't ask for much, Los. I mean, that's all.
I feel very weird. I have the yard signs in the back of my car, and every time I'm driving down the highway, there's a part of me that's like, just pull over and put one in the grass.
I saw one in the grass right next to a Vernon Jones sign getting off of. But is that the one? Actually, you may have brought this up, and I just noticed
right off of 285.
Yeah, when you get off to go on to Cobb Parkway, it's right there. I saw it this morning.
It's hilarious.
It is so funny because it's so ridiculous and absurd.
You're like, oh, look, there's Vernon Jones, and then there's
who's running? Well,
Tug and Los.
But the guy's running for Secretary of State, like a powerful position, an important position in the state of Georgia. I think is opposed in the runoff by Tim Fleming. But those guys are running for to do something in the state of Georgia, and we're running for mornings.
I had our boss, our operations manager, Scott McFarland, tell me that he was considering driving over to our owner, David Dickey's home, and putting one in his yard. And I was like, well, how do you think he'll react? He goes, yeah, I think he'll laugh about it.
Okay, good. I want to see a picture of this because it would be great. It would be so awesome if we just had to
pull up and be like, what is this?
But see, pull into the manor. And,
these are what these jokers are doing?
They spent my money on that?
Exactly.
That's what it's going to be. I can't believe those fools spent my money on yard signs for for mornings. What the hell? Dude, I would be like, I'm taking that out of y'all's check. I mean, if I were him, I would be like, I'm pulling that out of your check. Because this is just absurd. Oh, my gosh. It's Thursday. Thank God it's Thursday. It's you're so close to the weekend. You can touch it. It is so close. You can touch it. 7:25. Let's make plans to give away those Hank Williams Jr. tickets. That is June 27th, Ameris Bank Amphitheater in Alpharetta, Bo Cephas with Sammy Kershaw, which I'm a huge fan of both. This weekend, Saturday, Braves Country Fest, which is going to be big. I don't even know if tickets are still available. That thing may be sold out. I don't know, but I did hear some rumblings of that. But that is going to be a great concert. I'm looking forward to going to. That's the thing that Jacob said he wanted to do when he got home. Los was he was like, I just want to go to some shows. During baseball season, I can't go see anything. He was like, I've seen you go to concerts and you drag Mama, because my wife's not much of a concert goer, but I drag her along anyway. And he was like, as I let my body heal and not play this summer, I'm just going to work out. I'm going to coach a team. I'm going to intern. And I'm going to try to go to some concerts. So I look forward to going to see that with him. What do y'all got going on this? Do you got volleyball this weekend?
Everything. We're in like relax mode.
Okay, good. Yeah, because it's right before the craziness hits.
We're gonna have everything hit by next. I think I was looking at it. So next Thursday we'll do the show, and then on the road on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Get back Sunday from Minneapolis. We have one day off, and then we head to Orlando for nationals again with my older daughter. And then we have 2 days off and right back to Indianapolis for another national. And so this is the end of season stretch run. So I'm with you. If I could sneak in some live music, I would definitely do so.
Oh, my gosh. And I know you're like me, man. It doesn't matter if it's on the back patio at a Mexican
I'll be happy. Yeah.
Or wherever it is. I just want to see somebody picking and grinning. That's all I care. So hopefully you got big plans for the weekend, and we're almost there. You're almost there. Tomorrow, Burt Jones in with us at 8 o'clock here on the Morning Extra. Last night, Braves, gosh, they just couldn't get it done. Dropped 2-1. I stayed up too late just thinking this team is they just always come back. They always come back, and I stayed up and I watched and then they didn't.
It was a weird ball game in that they had plenty of people on base. It was just always every single scenario always felt like they would have the rally with 2 outs.
2 outs every time, dude.
And then it was like, okay, end of the rally. But it always felt like hey, we got first and third, but it's 2 outs. Yeah. And then the fly ball ends. It's just kind of what it was.
Yeah, it's so ridiculous. We're not going to get into the NBA Finals.
No, we don't need to. It's like it didn't even happen.
Yeah, Los's heart is broken. But I will tell you, did you see the cut of Jerry Seinfeld walking out of the game?
Yes.
Hey,
yes.
Seinfeld, can we get a free Palestine? It doesn't exist. Exactly, which is so true. They've been offered every chance in the world, Los, and they won't take it.
The dude who interviewed him was shocked. He was like, did you get that? Did you get that? But to see Jerry Seinfeld, who is still the guy that if you show up to his shows to heckle him about anything that is Jewish, he's like, I already got your money.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you're the dummy.
Why would you come to the show? It's so weird. I don't understand those people. I'll never understand those people, and that's why we have to make sure that we have good candidates that are running and can win and lead America. And that really leads us into the first thing to know this morning on Extra 106.3. Los, the problem with the Democrats is they don't have a candidate that can go nationally.
We talked about this yesterday when we went through some of the numbers, and it was based on a poll from about 3 weeks ago. And oddly enough, Hunter Biden was the leader when it came to, who did the Democrats want to nominate? And I was like, okay, you're going to nominate a crackhead. Okay, we've got a problem. Based off of what we've seen with Graham Plattner, hey, who knows? The whole idea of like morals and accomplishments is completely out the window. But what I thought it spoke to, because when you looked at the numbers across the board, I don't think they have a national candidate.
Not one.
I don't think they have one.
Not one that they even like. I mean, we talked about it yesterday. If Kamala Harris were to run, ABC News said no. The Democrat Party, none of their voters want to see her run. They want fresh faces. Now, ABC made the mistake of saying, well, people are really looking for Pete Buttigieg and James Tallarico and people like that. I'm like, I'm not.
Nah, not so much.
And then they brought up Andy Bashir, and they brought up a couple of faces. And I was like, you don't understand. Some of those are too gay and too Jewish for the Democrat Party to run. They're not going to. And that's not my words. That's theirs.
Yeah. That's the comedy of all of this, Tug, where they have created so many guardrails that if you happen to be a decent candidate from somewhere, you're eliminated by one of their weird guardrails. Obviously, when you're talking about the governor of Pennsylvania and you look at him and you go, well, he's Jewish. Can't we do this? Well, are you kidding me?
Yeah, Josh Shapiro, as you're talking about. Yeah,
Josh Shapiro is sitting back. He's like, you know what? I actually am running a purple state and handling this well. My overall rating, I'm like a plus 15 between Republicans and Democrats. And you look at me and you say, too Jewish.
And we learned that from them. That's the thing I feel like I can't say enough. Not our words. That is the words of the Democrat Party. When they looked at candidates, when they decided to go with Tim Walz, that was the reasoning that they used. They said Josh Shapiro was too Jewish. We can't do it. They said Pete Buttigieg was too gay. He can't be the guy.
We don't have enough time to explain how gay he is.
Well, but then they took a guy like Tim Walz that runs around with jazz hands and doing sidekicks and things, and everybody's like,
"No, we'll pretend he's straight though."
That's the guy's guy you're going at. Well, he was in the military. He was in the Army National Guard. Yeah, but then when he got deployed, when the unit got deployed, he bailed out. So not sure he's the guy's guy you think he is. But that's the problem. They don't have anybody. There's not a dude alive that is going, yeah, man, I can't wait to vote Democrat. They've got strong candidates. Because they don't.
And that's what it comes down to for me. The fact that when you have a poll and Hunter Biden excites them, like, first off, do you not understand what a dude actually is? Like, that's first and foremost. Hunter Biden, not a dude. Hunter Biden is a person that, I mean, just at its core, his brother dies and he starts sleeping with his former wife.
Nuts. The widow is nuts. Absolutely nuts. Like, what? Who does that?
And she starts complaining about how he got her addicted to freaking drugs.
Oh, my God, dude. Look, in response to that, dude, take responsibility for yourself. Like, I'm not buying into that one. I'm not saying he didn't have some sort of influence, but you chose. It was you that decided to take drugs. So I'm not giving her the pass on that one. But the fact that Hunter Biden felt comfortable engaging in a relationship with his dead brother's wife is the most dysfunctional thing in the world. And it really does, if you learn about the Biden family, it probably wouldn't surprise you that much. But for anybody that don't know about them, they look at that and they go, what in the hell's going on?
The Biden family is just a Delaware version of trailer trash.
Man, that's insulting because my family's trailer trash.
I get it.
Up in Northwest Georgia, and they don't date.
But you know what?
Date their cousin
when we talk about your cousin,
occasionally.
Do you know there is zero difference except they have political power?
I know. It's awful. I try to think about my family with political power and how jacked up it would be. I mean, it would be so... it would be such a mess, Los.
Curtis runs the sheriff's department.
I'm telling you, the redneck Robin Hood running the sheriff's department, it'd be crazy. He'd be taking the tires and the wheels off the Murray County Sheriff's Department cars and bringing them back. Be like, no, we don't got to buy tires. I got us some new ones. That would be the kind of craziness that would go on in my family. They'd be burning other people's trailers down. It'd be terrible. And then the Bidens, they do it with millions and millions. Give cousin Curtis $1 million, it would be a disaster.
Yes, how quickly would he be done with that money?
It would be gone so fast. It would be terrible. And I love him to death. I love him. He's out of jail now. It's great, and I'm happy. Mama, I told you it was a couple weeks ago. Mama called me and said he's out of jail. It's good. I'm happy about that, dude. It's crazy. Give the Biden trailer trash family that kind of money, and you see just the debauchery, the craziness, the stuff that went on, the cocaine in the White House, and him standing up on that balcony that time with Dr. Jill and Joe, and he's like tweaking or something, and she is so furious and pissed. Dude, that might as well be the Kardashians. It's the same stuff.
We may never, ever get to the bottom of, all right, there was cocaine in the White House.
I've gotten to the bottom of it. I have. I know not officially. I know what happened.
Do you think it belongs to the addict?
Yes, I do. I do, because I have those in my family too, you know? But it is. It's like the Kardashians, Los. That's exactly what it is. It's freaking crazy. It's all freaking crazy. And at this point, they're not even talking, the Democrats, because they don't have a national candidate. And then, for the most part, they're not even talking because of redistricting. They're not even talking about winning the House anymore. That's not even a discussion. We got MS Now on. That's not a discussion on that station anymore.
No, that has gone away when all the redistricting occurred and the Supreme Court ruling that made race-based gerrymandering go out the window. At that point, we have not had Hakeem Jeffries. Now, he'll show up every now and then and talk about, the importance of winning the House. That dude was on a campaign tour telling you about what they were going to do when they had the power. As of now, with what the numbers look like, the Republicans only have to win 4 now of 18 toss-ups in order to retain the House.
Yeah, and they know it. They're like, oh, my God, our medicine has been fed to us. You know, this is what we do. I can't believe that it's actually happening to us. I can't believe after 50 years the Republicans have wised up and they're using our own tricks against us. And because of that, you're right. There's no discussion of it anywhere. And look, there's even discussion that the Republicans, and I'm not saying it's going to happen, but could potentially keep the Senate too.
Yeah, I would. When you look at the betting numbers and the numbers that are out there, the Senate looks like it's going to be still held by the Republicans almost no matter what. I know we focus on Maine and we talk about Graham Plattner, and just wait for Susan Collins, albeit an awful Republican, to pull out the big guns on that guy. I think
Trump endorsed her too.
Yeah, I think she's going to win. That's what it's going to be. It's the House, because the House controls the purse strings. And if they're able to retain the House, the next 2 years become this hilariousness of watching the left. I mean, they're already out there and they're already quite a bit insane. But once they've been told they're going to win all this stuff and they don't win any of it, if that's the case, oh my God, watch them twist off and go nuts.
Yeah, dude, it's going to be a glorious sight to see.
Yeah, while also then marching out like Kamala and AOC to be like, girl team, gonna win 2028.
Yeah, oh God, dude. I can't wait. Dude, please let them do that. Let them do that.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's not, I just don't see anybody that sees that as a good ticket. And I know that's exactly what they're going to do. I know it is. AOC is the shining star. Look, they'll fight if they do a primary. I keep saying, primary. If they do a primary, I don't know that they'll do a primary.
Haven't had a legitimate one since 2008.
So what would make us think that they would do one now? But even if they do some sort of makeshift, pretend theater version of a primary, it'll be AOC and Kamala up there. And at the end, they'll come together in some way. And I don't know the order, just to be honest. I don't know the order that they'll choose, because the leftists in the party want AOC. And as Dr. McCormick said when we talked to him, 2/3 of the party is hard left. So they're going to want AOC. Do you think Kamala would take a back seat and do a vice presidency again?
No.
I wouldn't think so either. But
AOC is a tremendous fundraiser.
I know. And they want her. That's the thing. The left wants that. I can't imagine a woman that's like, yes, I'm an avowed socialist. Yes, I'm going to tax people into oblivion. Yes, I'm going to take every tax dollar and use it to, give goodies away to people so they will continue to vote for me. Yes, I'm doing all those. Who's going to pull the lever for that? I mean, I know the hard leftists will in the Democrat Party, But what's the percentage of America that will pull the lever for that? And I don't know. I think it's probably less than 20%.
So much of it ends up being a hype machine. It's like they've got to create their own scenario where this person's going to be the next savior and they're going to save the country from Donald Trump. You know, it's going to be all of that typical rhetoric. And I think it really comes down to how do you sell it to people? Because AOC, outside of the left, is viewed as an actress idiot.
And that is exactly what she is. It's what she was hired from.
They sent her on a European tour so that she could kind of up her game when it came to talking about our overseas politics. And she couldn't explain anything.
I know. It was just it was a Kamala-style word salad on the world stage. Lord. I'm glad they don't have a candidate. That's better for us. I'll take it. The left used to claim this moral high ground. They can't claim that any longer. Those days are behind us. I mean, it was never real, but they talked about it. Now they can't even talk about it. They gave up that talking point too. Next on the Morning Extra and Extra 106.3.
Stream Atlanta's only conservative voice anywhere you go with the Extra 106.3 app. Now equipped with Apple CarPlay. That means you'll always have Extra's crystal clear HD stream right on your dashboard no matter where you are. Download the all-new Extra 106.3 app now and start streaming.
Hey, it's Los. Let's talk about Howard Brothers and Cub Cadet. Looking for a mower built to last? Look no further than Cub Cadet. And at Howard Brothers, you'll find the full lineup of all Cub Cadet mowers, delivering the power, the performance, and the precision that you need. But here is the difference when you buy from Howard Brothers. You're not just getting the equipment, okay? The equipment's great. You're going to love put that in your garage, having it in your home. You're getting the service, the support, and a team that stands behind you long after the sale. Don't just buy a Cub Cadet anywhere. Buy it where you can service it, where you can have it last for years and years and years. That's Howard Brothers. Howard Brothers, serving your community since 1955.
Gentlemen, listen up. When it's not hard, it's really hard. Did you know that 50% of men over 50 have some form of ED? It's true, and I'm one of them. ED followed me everywhere. Heck, even my initials are ED. I'm Dr. Eric Deal from Total Body Therapy of Georgia, and I know ED. It can lead to feelings of embarrassment, stress, and sadness. But there's good news. I can fix it. I fixed mine, and I can fix yours too. At Total Body Therapy of Georgia, we are experts in the P-shot, testosterone replacement, regenerative therapy, Trimix to create an erection, and more. Guys, ED won't get better on its own, but I can help you today. Call us at 404-777-1911. That's 404-777-1911, or learn about us more online at tbtofga.com. So take it from me, ED, Dr. Eric Deal at Total Body Therapy of Georgia. Call 404-777-1911 or online at tbtofga.com.
Let's be honest. All cars and all car dealerships are not created equally. So when you're buying a new Toyota, you're not buying a vehicle, you're protecting a major investment. That's why where you buy matters. For over 50 years, Marietta Toyota served our community with the reputation built on straight answers, real accountability, and doing business the right way, proudly here since 1975. They have realized since day one that giving the customer the best deal possible, more car than they thought they were going to get inside their budget, that's how you keep people coming back. Here's the difference you won't hear everywhere. Every new Toyota comes with our nationwide lifetime powertrain warranty. That's valid for unlimited time and unlimited mileage as long as you own your Toyota. That's long-term confidence backed by Toyota quality and, of course, supported by Marietta Toyota, a dealership that will be here after the sale with service and genuine Toyota parts on Cobb Parkway South. Visit Marietta Toyota on Cobb Parkway South, about 3 miles north of Truist Park. MariettaToyota.com. Visit Marietta Toyota. We've been here and we'll be here for you.
Nationwide lifetime powertrain warranty included with every new Toyota purchase. See dealer for coverage details, exclusions, and requirements.
Stovall & Company is a locally owned and operated family business that has been around for 75 years, offering quality wholesale landscape supplies to North Georgia. We just opened our 11th location in Canton, Georgia at 9500 Union Hill. Stovall provides contractors with personalized expert service from special requests to direct job site delivery for hassle-free jobs and quality relationships at competitive prices. From plants to irrigation to hardscapes, Stovall truly has it all. Check us out at StovallInc.com.
Senior application support analyst positions offered by Warner Media Services, LLC in Atlanta, Georgia. Process Tier 1 support tickets and respond timely, accurately, and professionally. Position reports to Atlanta, Georgia office. Telecommuting permitted in accordance with company policy, but must live within commuting distance of stated office. Please submit resume to wbdi@wbd.com. Reference job ID 9600161.
The biggest candidates in Georgia are live on Extra 106.3 FM.
Joined by gubernatorial candidate for the state of Georgia, Burt Jones.
I've been consistent on cutting taxes, cutting regulations, trying to improve our education system by giving parents more choices. Also, we passed a literacy bill for our public school systems. So I've had a real heavy focus on education, economic opportunities, and all these things. You know, I'd rather talk about the issues. I think the voters would rather hear about the issues.
Candidates, the road to victory includes a stop at Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station, Extra 106.3 FM and the Extra app. The stories that matter to you. These are your Georgia headlines.
Good morning. These are your Georgia headlines on Extra 106.3. Residents packed the Marietta City Council meeting Wednesday night to voice their concerns about a proposed data center near Bells Ferry Road and I-75. City leaders say no construction plans are currently under review, but property was rezoned for light industrial use last year, fueling ongoing community opposition. A Henry County High School graduate is making headlines after being accepted to 264 colleges and universities and earning more than $17 million in scholarship offers. Woodland High School graduate Patrick Pruitt says he hopes his achievements inspire other students to dream big and pursue every opportunity available. Georgia is becoming one of the first states to enroll eligible foster children into new federal Trump accounts. The program provides $1,000 investments from the U.S. Treasury for qualifying children, with funds available when they reach adulthood. State leaders say the accounts could help foster youth build a stronger future. Today's weather in Metro Atlanta: expect a hot and humid June day. Temperatures will climb into the 90s this afternoon with a mix of sun and clouds. Rain chances are relatively low during the day, though an isolated shower or thunderstorm is possible later on. Tug and Los until 10 on Extra 106.3. I've got Bo Cephas tickets to give away. If you want to go see Hank Jr., he's going to be at Ameris Bank Amphitheater in Alpharetta on June 27th. He's got Sammy Kershaw with him, and if you want to go, caller number 5 at 404-741-1230. 404-741-1230. Bo Cephas tickets. And let me tell you, these are the tickets that no one has failed to pick up yet. Usually, there's a pair of tickets that gets left. Like, people will not come and pick up a pair of Braves tickets or whatever. They won't come up and pick, a $100 gift card to a restaurant, which seems insane to me, especially if it's just quick drive over, pick it up, and you got a $100 gift card. Why would you? But occasionally, it happens, Los.
Every Friday, we get an email, and typically it's like 3:30, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, near the end of the work week. And it's always, here's what hasn't been picked up. Who wants this?
Yeah. Do you want it? I mean, it's going to go to waste otherwise, you know?
Yep.
And you know, somebody will say, hey, man, I can go or whatever.
It doesn't happen with Bo Cephas
tickets. Never happens with Hank Williams Jr. tickets. So, so good for y'all for being good fans. And I know going to see Bo Cephas is great. He's an artist that I listen to on the regular at home when I'm putting on music. So go sing Family Tradition and, Born to Boogie, you know, Country State of Mind, whichever one, whatever you dig, Dinosaur, all of it's good. It'll be a fun concert and take somebody you love with you. Tug and Los till 10. This is Extra 106.3. You know, for years and years, Los, it was always, we have the moral high ground. That's what the left said. That's what the Democrats always talked about, their moral high ground. And I was like, what do you mean? Moral high ground? What are you talking about? Y'all hate God. You know, where do your morals derive from?
I like that. What?
Yeah, just none of it made sense. And this was before even, you know, this is coming up as a kid. I remember even thinking, I can't say that I was super politically active, but I paid attention. You know, and it was funny that my mama was a Southern Democrat, you know, just kind of Dixiecrat, blue-collar worker kind of voter. And my dad was a Reagan Republican. So I had a little bit of both in the house. But I do remember thinking that. And I would never engage Mom in politics. And she's moved on now. She realizes that she's not a Democrat because they've become socialist and communists. Mm-hmm. But it took her a while to do that. And I would engage. I talked to my daddy about it, and God rest his soul, he put me on the right path, I do believe. And I want you to go back to yesterday. Remember that committee that found Graham Plattner? They said they wanted a real human, not one that was created in a vat. That was part of the discussion. That's part of the
that was the selling point.
They wanted a real person. They said the baggage didn't prevent him from running.
How difficult is it, Tug? If I wanted, let's do it this way. If you and I were tasked with, hey, find a dude that can host a radio show and won't embarrass us. It's not going to be hard. We'll be like, all right, we know this person, this is what it's going to be. To think that the Democrats have such a difficult time finding a dude, okay?
Yeah.
Like that's the way I would put it. Just a dude,
yeah.
Just somebody that you're like, all right, I know what that guy's about, and you know what? Like his politics don't have to agree with mine, but is he a dude?
Yeah.
That's all you're trying to do. And you look over at the entirety of the Democrat roster, and the best they could give us in terms of when they were looking for a dude was Tim Walz.
Yeah, jazz hands and all. And, dude, as we've been saying, they've abandoned that faux moral high ground that they have. The ones they always claim to have. They've always said, we're just y'all are bigots, y'all are racist, but whatever. Crazy thing is they've gone from Me Too to a real human is one who isn't perfect and roughs up his girlfriend from time to time. That's
sure.
that not created in a vat, not perfect. But, roughs up his girlfriend once in a while. Shows up in the New York Times.
Allegedly.
Thank you, Los, for saving my tail.
I mean, if you broke into his home, what would he do to you, Tug? Let me see if you can put those words out there.
He said he would rape me. Who says that to begin with? Whose response to anything you've ever been asked in your entire life is, I would rape them? And there's never a time to use that.
But not in what way?
Oh, not in a gay way, though. Yes, that's right.
Good. I just wanted to make sure that we had you on the record of being like, I would rape them, but not in a gay way.
Well, that's his quote.
It's more dominance. That's his quote.
That's his words. And it was never about protecting women or having morals at all, unless it was politically advantageous. That's what this is all about, dude. They've called Donald Trump a Nazi for a decade. And yet now they have the person that actually has the insignia.
It's so strange.
I've never seen anything like it.
They actually went out and found a real hardcore socialist. And let's face it, when it came to the era of Nazism, these people were hardcore socialists. I mean, they actually found themselves a real Nazi.
No, I know. But they've been projecting that title on conservatives, on Donald Trump, who's not even a super conservative. They've been projecting that on them and us for a decade. And yet the whole time it was them. Let that roll around in your head for a little while. They've been calling us and Donald Trump Nazis for 10 years. And then they went out and found the guy that actually said, yes, this is my Totenkopf tattoo. Yes. That's what it is. I know what it is. I didn't mistakenly get it. I got it because that's what I wanted. I did it on purpose. And that's what the girlfriends, the ones that he roughed up, that's what they've said. And it's gone from Me Too and believe all women to we're going to believe them when it's politically advantageous. That's when we'll believe the ladies.
Do you think they're ever going to try? Because once you've burned the bridge, and I believe the Me Too bridge is dead.
I burned it down.
Believe all women, that's over with. Do you think they're at any point ever going to try and get that back, Tug? Because I think the minute they do, I would be like, Graham Plattner.
Yeah. That's the answer to everything. And, dude, that's moving forward when they call you on anything. When they say, how could Donald Trump say and or do this, that, or the other thing? Graham Plattner is the reply. They have nowhere to go. There's nothing you can deflect from with Graham Plattner. He embodies everything they said they they hated about us, which we never did anyway. It was them the whole time. And that's what communists do. They do and blame you for what they are actually doing.
Can I play this piece of audio? Because
yeah, man, for sure.
This is the part that cracks me up. Because when we have played audio of people talking about Graham Plattner, or we've gotten into a story, for instance, we had the story in Esquire that you had brought to the show, and it was talking about James Tallarico in Texas, how he was like, that's the man for modern times.
Yeah, yeah.
It was written by a guy who's married to another guy. I'm like, I'm sorry. Just what it comes right down to is that, can you identify what a real dude is? Because you're not one. And the Democrats have this clear problem of masculinity. They
hate it. That's the first thing.
They can't stand it. Yeah, they can't stand it. They have basically eliminated it from their party. And so whenever they're then trying to find a dude in order to run, this is the sort of stuff they end up with. So this ends up being LZ Granderson. Now, LZ, and this is what I keep bringing up. When the left starts talking about what a dude is, it has to come from a straight man or a woman, okay? It cannot come from a member of the community because it doesn't hit the same way. Take a listen. This is LC Granderson on CNN talking about Graham Plattner.
When I look at Graham Plattner, the first thing I think of, he looks like a dude. And he looks like someone who looks very different than many of the men who lead the Democratic Party. And I think that is an appealing aspect that Democrats need to talk about.
And maybe the flaws are part of that package.
No, you are correct, LZ, with that part. He looks like a dude. And when he first entered the race and he said, yeah, I'm an oyster farmer, I said, uh-oh, we got problems. Turns out he's not an oyster farmer. Turns out he's not a low-class guy. He went to Hotchkiss, got a bunch of money. He isn't what he says he is. Now, this isn't a reframing about turning this to Susan Collins. Susan Collins is the Republican every Democrat wishes every Republican was. No.
Yeah, but yes, that's exactly right.
LC Granderson has a child because he was previously with a woman. He's no longer with a woman. In fact, he has publicly pointed out he is a gay man. You can't say, like, well, he looks like a dude.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, on first. And then as soon as you start scratching away, you're like, not a dude.
Not a dude. Yeah. He's and whoever rebutted that when he was like, uh-oh, we got problems, it was the same way early on with Tallarico. When they're like, this guy's quoting scripture and we're in trouble. We could have a big problem in Texas. He's going to be able to reach out to evangelicals. He's going to reach out to Christian men and women and meet them where they are. And then you started hearing his twisting of the gospel, and you're like, oh wait. And then you realize that's not a guy's guy. That's not a dude. No. And so all of that facade fell away, and where I was a little bit like the commentator that was talking to LZ Granderson, I was nervous about it. And then as everything fell away and we figured out more and we learned more, I was like, oh, we're good. We got no problems. They don't know what a dude is because they despise dudes.
Yeah, they've run them out of the party. They have think about the era, and now we're talking 30 years ago, and so I get it. It's not supposed to be, it's nostalgic at this point. Bill Clinton was a dude who was from Arkansas, who had been a governor, who had some really big improprieties, sexual in nature, and typically illegal when it came to women. And all we looked at him as, that dude's a hound.
Yeah, and he was.
And he was. That doesn't exist in the Democrat Party any longer.
Yeah, he would. If he were running at today, he'd be a Republican. The crazy thing is, he would be. There's no way the Bill Clinton of the 90s would be allowed in the Democrat Party today. It wouldn't happen.
There is not one thing that has 2 legs and a heartbeat that Bill Clinton wouldn't try and stab.
Dude, when he walked in the room, the goldfish stopped swimming. He was like, I don't know about this. I got to make sure I say
and
myself.
I'll tell you, I've seen the pictures of all the women. Yes, the dude is an opportunist.
No question. Yeah, and that's not a good thing either. You know what I mean?
But that's more dude behavior than anything that goes on the left.
It at least matches like locker room talk.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, they have no idea, dude. They have no idea. And don't care to have an idea. It's not what they want anyway.
I mean, Graham Plattner, how strange is it that the one thing they sold it as was like, well, he's an oyster harvester. He has one person that purchases oysters from him.
And that's his mama.
And it's mama.
Dude, which, look, I can't be mad that he's, working with his mama, right? I can't be mad about that part. But you sold me as he is a hard-working guy that is just out there trying to earn $1 for his family. And that's not at all what he's doing. He freaking grew up and with a silver spoon, and it's not what it appears to be. And now that the sheen is off of it, they can't repackage it. It's dead in the water, man. It is done for. When we come back, we're going to teach you how to not get ripped off, especially if you're looking for some new wheels. Tom, the honest car guy, will join us next on Extra.
Extra 106.3 Sports, powered by 680 The Fan.
Good morning. Here are your sports headlines for Thursday, June 11th. The Atlanta Braves look to salvage the series in Chicago tonight against the White Sox after a narrow loss, 2-1, the final last night, as the White Sox have taken the first two games of the series. Game 3 tonight. Martin Perez will be on the mound for the Braves. He'll be opposed by Anthony Kay. First pitch is set for 7:40. You can hear all of the game action on our sister station, 680 The Fan, and for free on the Fan app. The Stanley Cup Finals tied currently at 2 games apiece. Game 5 goes down tonight between the Carolina Hurricanes and the Las Vegas Golden Knights. Puck drops at 8 o'clock. From the NFL, Kansas City Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes has reworked his contract. His deal is now worth nearly $505 million and runs through 2033. With your sports headlines, I'm Carlos Medina.
Summer is here, and hopefully vacation is on the horizon. Whether the beach or maybe you're more of a mountain person, you've planned and saved in order to take some much-needed time off. You planned your vacation. Shouldn't you plan your retirement? You planned for a week in the sun, but have you planned for decades of golden years? Master Plan Retirement works with you to create a holistic, comprehensive retirement plan in order to offer the one thing your time off needs the most: peace of mind. From income and growth, tax strategy, legacy planning, and more, Master Plan Retirement walks alongside you to help ensure your golden years stay golden. Schedule your complimentary consultation today. Visit masterplanretire.com. Master Plan Retirement Consultants. Plan well and prosper.
Advisory services offered through Master Plan Retirement Consultants, Inc., a registered investment advisory in the state of Georgia. Insurance, tax, and commodity services offered through Fricks & Associates, Inc., DBA Master Plan Retirement Consultants. The aforementioned are affiliated companies.
Don't believe this nonsense you see on TV commercials about how uncomfortable a CPAP mask is. Take it from me. You wear one, especially the nasal pillow I use, for one night, and you will fight anybody that tries to take it away from you. But if they do take it away from you, you can get more at cpapsetcetera.com, cpapsetc.com, with a store in Alpharetta, same-day shipping. To your health, cpapsetc.com.
Hey, this is John Flading. I'm the president and owner of ATL Turf Co. We are a family-owned, operated, independent local company. We have over 15 years of artificial grass design, installation, and sales experience. From premium artificial lawns and backyards, custom putting greens, sports fields, hardscape, drainage. We do both residential and commercial. If you can dream it, we can build it. Just go to atlturfco.com to schedule an appointment.
Hey, this is Los with David from Atlanta, who just purchased his new car with the Honest Car Guy.
the new, fully transparent way to buy your next vehicle. David, tell us about your experience.
I had been looking for a vehicle for a couple months. The car buying process was a little challenging at first for me. I had some credit issues in the past, and I just happened to hear a familiar voice on the radio, and it happened to be on the Honest Car Guy ad. I got in touch with Tom. Within 2, maybe 3 days, I had a vehicle being shipped here from Orlando, Florida. I have already recommended him to family members, several friends, and I'll purchase a car from Tom when I make my next purchase for sure.
Friends, if you're in the market for a pre-owned car, truck, or SUV, get an honest car buy from the Honest Car Guy. You pay what we pay, plus an honest fee, and we back that up by giving you the bill of sale. That's our transparency guarantee. Call 844-SHOW-ME-1. That's 844-SHOW-ME, the number 1, or visit honestcarguy.com.
From the latest breaking news to the conservative voices you know and trust, your best new follow on social media is Xtra 1063. We're at XTRA 1063 on Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, Threads, and LinkedIn, and pretty much any social media you scroll through every day. And we drop exclusive giveaways, new daily content, and the latest breaking news from Georgia and across this great nation. Interact with your favorite Xtra personalities. Get the latest on our live events and so much more. Follow at Xtra 1063 across all your social media and keep up with Atlanta's only conservative voice.
Tug and Los until 10 on Xtra 1063. Download the app so you can listen live and on demand. It is a good day because we're going to teach you how to get a good deal and not get ripped off with Tom, the Honest Car Guy. What's up, man?
Hey,
You looking
man,
sharp
how you
today.
doing? Hey, you got to look good every now and then,
I know, Los. I'm telling this dude's in here with a daggum light blue suit looking all sharp as a dadgum tack.
I love it. Keep it moving.
That's right. There was a great story that Tom shared with the both of us, Los, about a guy from Kansas. He came from Kansas.
I was shocked about this because, and Tom will be able to speak to it a lot better than I can, but like there's all these wild stories where people, because of the deal that Tom is able to line out, they recognize the value and they are incredibly appreciative. But this one was different because this person who was a previous listener to the company, to the radio stations, came from way away in order to go ahead and get that deal done.
He did, man. This guy has been listening to your stations for probably since 2006, and he had to take a job in Kansas City, and so when he took his job, he took the radio station with him. And so he listens to...
Oh, yeah, they're on the app because you can listen anywhere.
So he listens to Extra. He listens to 680, avid fan. And, he knew Nick. And I said, well, it's kind of funny you know Nick because I don't really know him, but I just sold him a car.
Yeah, exactly.
So I said, I'm getting ready to go meet him tomorrow. You want to meet me with him? So the funny story was he heard us on the radio. He said, let me give it a try. He called us up from Kansas City. We shared a screen, found a truck that he loved, couldn't believe it. We got him such a good deal. He said, I'm going to fly down there, pick up the car, drive back, and I'm still saving money. It was crazy. So he came down here, and when I was talking to him, and I always do a video at the end and shake their hands, and I said, when are you going back to Kansas City? And he goes, tomorrow. And I said, you want to stop by 680 and Extra? He goes, really? Can we? And I said, yeah, we can. He goes, man, I'd love to. So we stopped by here, and I let him talk to Los a little bit. I let him talk to Nick Salini, and he loved it. He had a great time. And the thing is that, you guys don't understand, but they're fans of you guys. I mean, I think he knew Los's history too, didn't he?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, he flat out was telling me, he's like, I knew you from your Chuck and Chernoff days and spending time over on the sports end, and so it was really cool. As I asked him, I was like, so you flew down? He's like, the deal was that good.
Dang, man. Well, we'll talk to somebody today that is in the market for a car, and they've been going car lot to car lot.
Yeah.
They got so many.
I kind of love it when they do that, believe it or not.
Well, because it's not fun.
No.
And especially if you're, the last time we bought a new car, you go out there and as soon as you hit the lot, man, here comes somebody. And I'm just like, I just want to look and see what's here, man. Just give me a second to breathe. You don't have to deal with any of that. You don't have to spend 6 or 7 hours at the dealership purchasing the car when you go through the Honest Car Guy.
No, I mean, your time is worth money, and that's what people need to understand. Their time is worth just as money as the money they make in a job, and they spend a lot of time in a job. So we sit there and give you a chance to share a screen and full transparency. We show you everything. I mean, when's the last time you went to a dealership and they told you and showed you what they paid for the car?
0 times.
Exactly. But you know what? We enjoy it. We love it. I love this business. I got in it and almost got out of it, to be honest with you, back in early 23, 24. And all my customers kept calling me. They just kept calling me and saying, hey, what do I do? I mean, you're the only person I bought a car from. And I said, well, just come on over to the house. And they said, to the house? I said, yeah, I'll share a screen with you. And I started sharing a screen and they say, well, you know I could see that cost in there, right? And I said, yeah, that's the whole idea.
That's the point.
That's the point, right. And so we showed them the screen. They started loving it. And I sold so many cars at the house, the wife told me to get out.
Wow.
She goes, that's it. I thought you were taking off. I thought we were going to enjoy a little bit of time together. I see customers coming. Just go do what you love. And so I do love this business. I love taking care of people. You know, it's the second most important purchase of a person's life. And this, for the longest time, it's a dishonest business. And we're bringing some honesty into it.
Transparency, Los.
Very transparent.
How cool is that? That as you've said before, Tom, you've been able to every single time you put the head on the pillow, you're like, I go to sleep comfortably because I know I've done the best I can for these customers. You're now building this entire clientele, and obviously you've had a lot of history with working with a lot of people and doing good by them. But it's not just a matter of selling them the car. If they have other stuff that pops up, you've been able to help them with that as well.
Yeah, I mean, not only that, you're exactly right. I mean, the world's not perfect. We're not, I don't want to come out here and say that I'm this guy on a pedestal. I mean, we have problems too.
Everybody does.
We had a customer that wanted to, he loves your show too, and he says, I want to come out there. And I said, I mean, these guys are begging me to come out there.
Come on.
And so when have you ever had a clientele that wants to speak on your behalf for you? And
that's been the thing that's been the most eye-opening.
That's been amazing.
Me. Yeah.
And this is all new to me. You know what I'm saying? Because so long, the car business, it takes you into one direction, and it's a very dishonest business to be an honest car guy in it. And it's almost like I'm a customer advocate, really and truly.
That's a great way to put it.
I love being that, because to see these people's faces and stuff. This gentleman bought a car, was 135,000 miles on it, and we say, look, we really don't want to sell you that's aiming for trouble, which is aiming for you coming back and yelling at me. And so the guy did have a little bit of issues with it, and I have stood behind him. And yesterday I was talking to him because he said, what do I do? And I said, we buy a warranty, and if anything goes wrong with it, you can get it. I told you to buy the warranty in the beginning. He goes, yes, I know, and I should have listened to you, and I didn't. And because, we sell the warranties, we show them what the cost is of the warranties. We don't sell them for $8,000 and $9,000. I mean, this one he's going to get for like $1,800. Why wouldn't you have bought it at the beginning? He goes, I know, don't beat me up. But bottom line is, he said, Tom, if I'd have bought this at a dealership and called them about my problems, you have helped me out tremendously. You don't run from it, you attack it. And that's what we do. We want to make sure we help the customer. It's not like we're going to sell you a car and forget about you tomorrow. We don't do that. And like I said, we're not perfect. So these things that we're doing, we're helping customers along the process through the whole way.
Safety nets everywhere, Los. That's what I'm hearing. You get the savings and then the safety net of Tom being the guy that you go to if anything pops up, just like he's saying. With a guy that bought a high-mileage car, Tom tried to talk him out of it. Guy wanted to do it. Like Tom told him was coming, man. There's, it's just getting at that area. But Tom didn't leave him high and dry, man. Just being able to have somebody there advocating on your behalf.
Well, I mean, because of his level of experience, Tom will flat out tell you, when it comes to whether it's a mileage issue or whether it's, hey, the new 2027s are right around the corner. It's like he's going to lay out the information for you so that you can make the informed decision. And that's the reason why we always joke around about it. Why do we have so many people that want to come up to the radio station and record spots?
Yeah.
Okay, it's like they're like they have a guy, and Tom's the guy who gives them all the good info.
We always want to have a guy, no matter what industry you're in, no matter what. I've seen it on Facebook pages and Next Door Neighbor app and all that. Hey, something's wrong. I need a guy. Does anybody have a guy?
In search of.
Exactly. And now people do. They have an honest car guy.
And I've met so many friends that have been customers, and so many customers that end up turning into friends of ours.
Yeah,
they really are. It's crazy, And we got stories all day long on this stuff,
dude. It's great. It's always great to learn how to save money, not get ripped off. Have a guy in your corner. and that is Tom. How do folks get a hold of you, Tom?
Hey, it's you can do 1-844-SHOW-ME1, honestcarguy.com, and you guys talk politics. Don't you wish they were this honest?
Oh my gosh, man! Absolutely,
stealing one of your
that would ruin the entire industry.
That's exactly right. I absolutely do. I wish there was some sort of transparency in politics. I wish there was an honest man, but they're all thieves. So there's not any honest man among
You never
thieves.
know. I'm not that old yet. The honest politician.
Ain't nobody buying that. Ain't nobody buying that one. They might buy the honest car guy. They are not buying an honest politician. I just don't know that's going to happen. Tom, thank you so much. We appreciate
thank you
man.
guys so much. I appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. When we come back, there's no way more doesn't come out about the Maine Senate candidate before November. Next on Extra.
It's time for the Bortz Report, exclusively on Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station, Extra 106.3.
Okay, I'll admit it. I do have an addiction problem. Not drugs, not alcohol. It's videos on the internet, primarily YouTube. Some of my favorites are shoplifters. I ain't done nothing. I was going to pay for it. You know the routine. But what I really enjoy are the sovereign citizens, the free state nationals. These people have declared themselves to be living outside of any government authority. They avoid taxes. They don't pay debts. They refuse licenses. When you find these videos on the internet, some of my favorites are, I'm not driving, I'm traveling. Yeah, the police pull over some guy for speeding or not having a license plate or whatever. Let me see your driver's license and registration proof of insurance. I don't have that. I'm not driving, I'm traveling. Inevitably, they end up getting arrested and hauled off to jail. I like it when the cops say, what seat are you sitting in? Is that not the driver's seat? Then some of these people say that they are exempt from any court action. They claim to have signed a document disassociating themselves in any way with the local government. I haven't contracted with you, Mr. Police Officer. You don't have any jurisdiction over me. Well, yeah, inevitably, they do. But if you wonder how people like Jasmine Crockett or Ilhan Omar or any number of Democrats, John Ossoff, get elected, watch sovereign citizens on YouTube. Experience their abject stupidity. It's entertaining, and it gives you something to talk about that obviously nobody else is interested in. Neil Bortz, Extra 106.3.
You have moments in your life that really make a difference.
Rick Jackson, a Christian story.
So as a child, my mother worked at night, so I ate by myself a lot, unless she was drunk. So I go in this foster home. They had 5 children. It was the loudest place I've ever been in my life. So anyway, we're at the dinner table, and then all of a sudden they quietened down, they held hands, and they prayed. As soon as I saw that, I said, that's what I want when I grow up.
Rick Jackson, a Christian story.
You see, going to church is one kind of Christianity, but when you see it in the home, it's a totally different environment. And that really made a huge impression on me.
Rick Jackson for Georgia. Early voting is now open. The runoff election is Tuesday, June 16th. Paid for by Jackson for Governor, Inc.
For 250 years, Americans have believed in one powerful idea, that we were meant to live free to work hard, free to move, free to enjoy life without being held back. But if everyday aches and pains are slowing you down, might be time to declare your independence from pain, like I did. I love telling you every day about Relief Factor, the 100% drug-free, research-based formula designed to help your body fight inflammation, one of the root causes of pain. It's not a quick fix or a temporary mask. It works from the inside out, at the source. Relief Relief Factor was created so that people could get back to living life on their terms, walking, working, exercising, enjoying the moments that truly matter. This year, as we celebrate 250 years of American independence, take a stand for your own freedom. To commemorate, we're offering a special patriotic price, just $17.76, so you can declare your independence from pain and take your control. Just $17.76 for a 3-week quick start. It's ready for you. Visit ReliefFactor.com or call 800-4-RELIEF.
It's June 11th, and this is your Fox Daily Snapshot. Today is German Chocolate Cake Day, but it was not invented by the Germans. American baker Samuel German is credited with creating the dessert in the 1850s. Also on this day in 1963, the University of Alabama allows 2 African-American students, Vivian Malone and James A. Hood, to enroll. Segregationist Governor George Wallace, facing federalized Alabama National Guard troops, ends his blockade of the university. Tragedy in 1955, a race car in Le Mans, France, loses control, crashing into the stands filled with spectators, killing 82 people. Way back in 1776, the Continental Congress appoints 5 to write the Declaration of Independence. Born on this day in 1969, actor Peter Dinklage, known for his role as Tyrion Lannister on HBO's Game of Thrones, and 4-time Super Bowl winning quarterback Joe Montana in 1956. I'm CJ Papa. That's your Fox Daily Snapshot.
WFOM and W292EV Marietta, a Dickey broadcasting station. The 8 a.m. hour is brought to you by Central Heating and Air.
At it again, launching drones and missiles at Gulf countries with American bases, Bahrain, Jordan, and Kuwait. Some were shot down. Fox's Lucas Tomlinson's at the White House.
For the second consecutive night, U.S. forces launching strikes, and that strike included launching Tomahawk cruise missiles from a U.S. warship. In a statement, Central Command said, quote, CENTCOM forces launched strikes on Iranian military surveillance capabilities, communication systems, and air defense sites across Iran.
President Trump called Fox's Trey Inks from the Situation Room during the bombing, saying we hit them very hard.
Because they were unwilling to make a good faith deal at the negotiating table. And I asked the president, if they don't sign the deal, what's going to happen? And he said, we'll bomb the S out of them tomorrow night. And so clearly President Trump is keeping the military option on the table if the Iranians are unwilling to make those concessions.
India is upset over another U.S. strike in this conflict, one that killed 3 people on a ship.
The crew members died when a U.S. missile hit the engine room of the MT Setabello, an Indian-operated oil and chemicals tanker accused of trying to breach the blockade of Iranian ports. Their deaths confirmed today after being reported missing yesterday. India has lodged a strong protest to the strike. The U.S. said the vessel was carrying oil from Iran.
Fox's Jonathan Savage. While Iran insists it controls the Strait of Hormuz, blocking shipping, President Trump says a secret U.S. mission has escorted a lot of ships out, more than 200, carrying 100 million barrels of oil.
Late at night with no lights, because they don't have any radar, because we blasted the crap out of them.
Now, last night, the president posted on Truth Social a call for Republicans in Congress to approve $350 billion for the military. Using a reconciliation process Democrats cannot block. He also wants that to include new rules for voting, requiring ID and outlawing most mail-in balloting and no transgender athletes in women's sports. America's listening to Fox News.
Now, this 25th anniversary of 9/11, the Tunnel to Towers Foundation remains committed to honoring the heroes shaped by that day. Heroes like NYPD Detective Victor Vargas, a U.S. Air Force veteran who died from pancreatic cancer after serving in the World Trade Center recovery efforts. Tunnel to Towers honored Detective Vargas by paying off the family's mortgage. You can donate $11 a month, and you can amplify your impact with a car or land donation. Go to their website, the letter T, the number 2, the letter T.org.
Shh, here it comes. Surprise! The people above your catering business are doing major construction, and the drilling is only during business hours. So loud.
Progressive knows small business owners usually don't like surprises because they cost you money. But a good surprise that could save you money? Getting personalized discounts on a commercial auto quote with Progressive.
Also, that isn't powdered sugar on the floor. It's plaster from your ceiling.
Surprise yourself. See if you can save in as little as 8 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
Hey, it's your old pal Neil Bortz. I'm back on Atlanta's only conservative news talk station, Extra 106.3. Okay, here's more of the Morning Extra.
Morning, y'all. Tug and Los on Extra 106.3. We are halfway through the show on a Thursday. If you stand on your tippy toes, you can see the weekend, and I love it, love it, love it, because Thursday is like It's like the day that get amped up for Friday. You got things to look forward to. You're like, I'm just a day away from Braves Country Fest, or I'm just a day away from watching Georgia baseball on TV, or listening to Georgia baseball over on our sister station, The Fan, 680 and 93.7 FM, the home of Georgia baseball. So, Los, this is a good day, man. I'm glad to be here with you on a Thursday.
This is why the young people, they always go out on Thursday night, because it gives them a jump on the weekend.
Dude, I get it.
I'm not saying you have to go out on Thursday night. In fact, I won't be going out on Thursday night. But if you decide to, good for you.
I think it's a little different for us because we work such an early schedule. Let's say we worked, I don't know, middays or afternoons even. I bet going out on Thursday night would not be out of the question.
Much more realistic.
Yeah, it is. I think our situation is unique because we got to get up so early. But yeah, I'm not totally against.
I'm not opposed to it.
Yeah, me either, man. If I have to get up so early,
but then again, I'm the guy who is a big advocate for. I get into the bar when it opens.
Yeah.
That way I get to nap in the afternoon.
That's right, absolutely. We've met at
I'm like
11
to noon, and then go home and go take a nap.
That's right, absolutely. And we've done that many times. We did that last week, as a matter of fact. Yep. Might have to do it again. You can't ever tell.
11 to noon. Normally people would be like, "Oh, that seems kind of dysfunctional." I'm like, not when you get up at 4 o'clock in the
exactly
morning.
Right, dude. That's afternoon for us.
That's right. I'm like, hey, I'm already into the afternoon at that point in my mind.
Do the addition, man. See where we're coming from.
It's like, that's my happy hour. It's like you show up at 5, I show up at 11 a.m. We're on different schedules.
Or they hear you say 11. 11 o'clock, and they're like 11 to midnight, you mean? No, we mean 11 in the morning to noon. I know it seems backwards to you. Just live it with us for a week.
I hang out with retirees.
That's right. Dude, they're the coolest, though.
They're sweet. They're friendly.
Our boy Randall that met up with us last week, and Mike that met us with us last week.
My favorite thing about all of that is that, like, for instance, when it comes to, like, let's say Neil Bortz. Neil Bortz doesn't ever tell you where he's going because he's worried about retaliation or people acting crazy, because he has a whole career of people acting crazy. I don't worry about that where I hang out, because I would say that most all of them are ready to shoot you before you do anything.
That's exactly right. And they are armed to the hilt. There's no doubt.
And they all have my back.
Dude, I'm telling you, there's no doubt. I don't know what
I got a motorcycle gang that's like, that's our dude.
That's right, dude. Absolutely. Dude, you need security? Call those bad boys. They're the ones that going to run security for you. They're the ones going to look out for you. Dude, there's no doubt. I don't know. How many would you, like when we go to good old days, how many people do you think fit around, like on a pretty busy day? How many is around the bar? 25, 30?
Probably good 20, 25.
Okay.
Especially at the hours that we go, because, I mean, it's packed in the evening. But on the hours that we go, it's probably 20, 25.
I bet 14 or 15 are packing.
Wouldn't doubt it.
In Cumming, Georgia, come on. Dude, it would be surprising to me if it were any less. If it were more than that, not shocking at all.
Well, I would say this. Most, if you're saying, like, okay, hey, there's 20 people in there, and you're saying 15 are packing, I would say, no, I think 2 are packing. But all 20 have something in the car.
Yeah, okay. Fair enough. They could get to it if they needed it.
Yes.
If we're trying to defend good old days, or we're trying to defend Los, or trying to defend whomever, we can get to it if we need it.
What'd you say to Mr. Tug? I'm going out to my car.
I'll be back. That's right. Yeah, you better watch yourself, because I will be back. Morning Extra at Extra 106.3. I've been reading. I've been trying to figure out if the German dude we talked about earlier that's over here came over for World Cup, which starts today. I've been trying to figure out, because when we had that discussion, you said, I don't know if it's real. And I was right. Like, I never said, I don't know that I ever internalized, like, is this real? But I had that feeling. I was like, just something doesn't feel right about it. And maybe we're both wrong. Could be completely, he's legit and on the up and up and posting at random times, and that's why the timeline don't match up or whatever. But I am fascinated by how many people are following him. This dude just went over 1 million followers, is what I just read. And so there's a bunch of influencers that are in from Europe because of World Cup. And they're running into Buc-ee's and the Waffle House. Ranch dressing apparently has been a big thing for some of these influencers. You know, like I have a friend, Dave, that I was in the Navy with. Dave puts ranch on everything. I mean, everything. pizza, French fries, salads. I don't think David eats salads. Take that back. But anything, he puts it on everything. You know what I mean? And so that's fascinating to me that they've, fallen in love with ranch dressing. Can you not get ranch dressing in Europe?
It's going to be strange, the amount of stuff that we're going to get from around the world. First off, we're the land of plenty. They're going to be amazed that they can get as many ketchup packets as they want. They're going to be amazed that, oh, look, they have furniture that they actually give away for free on Facebook. There's going to be little things like that the rest of the world is going to just think to themselves, wow, over here in America, it's pretty good and it's pretty wild. But it is kind of fun to think that something as simple as ranch ends up being like, man, what a miracle cream these people have that they put on their food.
Yeah, our guy, the one that we're talking about, Freddie LA7 is the name. And, dude, he was like, got to Florida, Sunshine State. It is so hot. It was like he was like, the heat is unbearable.
Enjoy it.
Yeah, I know, right? It's great. And then the one that stood out to me the most, other than the Waffle House, which was great, he said 10 out of 10 on the Waffle House. He said the soundtrack to my trip has been Ella Langley, the country artist Ella Langley.
Okay.
And she is everywhere. Even pop stations are playing Choosing Texas, the song that has been ridiculous hit for her. Co-written with her and Miranda Lambert. But best discovery of our road trip has been a musician called Ella Langley. Never heard of her before. After hearing her on this, and pretty much every radio station in America, we've become big fans. She's basically the soundtrack to our trip. So I don't know. Los and I are not convinced that Freddie is real, or there's obviously it's real because there's video. But is it a guy from Germany, or is it just somebody that's figured out how to monetize some silly content? Don't know the answer to that yet. But he did go to Chili's. If it is real, went to Chili's, watched the NBA Finals, which is a bit of a sore spot this morning. And Los is probably not even going to respond to anything.
No, it's like it didn't even happen.
That's right. Absolutely. Do you think, is it over and done with? Do you think, is there a fighting chance, or there's just no returning from?
No, you've lost 2 games.
Yeah.
Basically by a point.
Yeah.
So it's not like you're getting blown out or anything, but now you got to win 3 straight, and at least you get 1 at home, and then you got to win 1 in New York, and you were up by 29.
Dude, that's it. I'm laughing because otherwise I'd cry. As I was watching this last night and thinking when I went to bed, after the Braves had already lost, which sucks too. I was like, well, at least, we'll have something to talk about in the morning, be good news. And sure enough, I wake up this morning and to realize that it is
that the most improbable thing in NBA history, NBA Finals history occurred.
That had happened. Yes.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. And then the fools in New York decided to, jump on top of a car, break the windshield, standing on top of it. It may have been a cab. I don't know, but it doesn't matter. I just don't understand destroying things in celebration. The logic is not there for me, Los.
What did I tell you? There's a lot of people with jobs there.
Yes, that's right. Not careers, but
people
jobs.
with careers don't jump on cars.
No, they don't. And those people do. And here's the other thing. Waving the Hamas flag, are you serious? Like, at least wave a Knicks flag, or maybe the state of New York flag. I don't know. I'm sure there's a New York City flag. Maybe wave that. But no, instead, there are those people out there waving the Hamas flag. Jerry Seinfeld came out. They asked him about free Palestine. He was like, it doesn't exist. All that is bullcrap. Bill Clinton back in the day said, we did our best. We offered them a 2-state solution. Yasser Arafat turned it down. They don't want peace. That's the problem. So put your Hamas flag up. All the genocide talk is bullcrap. You know it. Israel deals with people shooting rockets at them every day. And these people don't want Israel to be able to defend itself. It's mind-boggling, the ignorance.
Yeah, it's always going to be what it's going to be. I thought that went hand in hand. So, like Ben Stiller, for instance, big fan of the team, courtside, spending all the crazy money. And they show him walking in. He's a big advocate for the homeless. They show him walking into the arena, and he walks right by a dude who has no shirt on, who's slumped over on the ground. I was like,
no.
I was like, that's perfect. I was like, it's just so perfect. It's all the epitome of celebrity.
Yeah.
And that's what you're getting during this time period when they were playing in New York.
The only thing that looked happy was Taylor Swift, and she was wearing a Stevie Nicks T-shirt, not a New York Knicks, but Stevie Nicks. It was written in the New York Knicks script, but that actually made me smile. That actually put a smile on my face. I was like, that's relatively clever there for old Tay Swift, which some people like her, some people don't. I like her. I think she's fine. I liked her older stuff better than I like, the more poppy stuff. But it's whatever. She's fine. And that was the only thing that came out of the evening that made me go, okay, well, good enough. Anyway, 8 o'clock hours brought to you by Central Heating and Air Conditioning. Your Atlanta carrier expert, 770-GET-HEAT, centralheat.com. So first thing to know this morning, Los, is that there's not a chance that we've learned everything about Graham Plattner. There is not one bit of possibility that all is out. Now, I know he went on MSNBC, what was it, day before yesterday that he did that? And they served him up a bunch of softballs. And so anybody that calls us out saying we don't do hard enough interviews, which is fair enough, you want to call it that, fine. After you watch that, there's no comparison.
So what's your favorite color?
That's exactly what it was. It was ridiculous.
Do you like air?
Yeah. And the skirting around of the Nazi tattoo, the skirting around of all that on MS Now is ridiculous. It doesn't matter, Los. There's more coming out, don't you think?
Yeah, I want to play this piece of audio and then respond to it. So this is the 20 seconds that you're talking about, the softball stuff that MS Now was throwing at Graham Plattner. Take a listen when he's asked about if there's anything more people are going to find out.
You say there's nothing out there that could be concerning. And this may seem a little bit rich.
There's nothing out there. I just want to make this clear. There's nothing out there that's actually concerning. People will make everything seem very concerning because that's what people do in politics.
There's nothing. Hang on. There's nothing concerning at all.
There's first off, there's so much concerning. Again, outside of Maine Democrat voters that decided that the Nazi with the tattoo and all the weird stuff is totally fine with them. Okay, I will accept the fact that y'all are Looney Tunes. But what I'm pointing out is that watch what happens, because this is a Senate seat. Watch what happens when somebody like Susan Collins, who again is an awful Republican in my book, totally awful. But watch what happens when the big guns get turned on Graham Plattner. Watch when the research kicks in. They haven't even... The stuff that's come out, Tug, is like the easy stuff to find.
Yeah, that's right. Although the committee, the two people that tried to do the background check, the ones that decided he was the guy to go to.
Those two D-bags have no idea what they were doing. Wait until people start really digging.
No, I know, but that's how ridiculous they are. Is they did research and didn't come up with any of this to begin with, and then the stuff that they said they did come up with, they were like, "Well, it's not disqualifying." What? What? You're telling me that a Nazi tattoo is not disqualifying?
By the time that Susan Collins and the RNC are done, they're going to find a stripper in his trunk.
Dude, if not worse. But here's the thing. As soon as they say anything about Susan Collins, as soon as they say anything, and she's not even a good Republican, is it fine that she's going to win? I guess. She's a 50% vote for Donald Trump's agenda at best. But as soon as they start saying anything about her, doesn't matter what it is, well, Donald Trump endorsed her because they're going to try to use that against her, right? Be like, dude, show me your chest real quick. That's all she's going to have to say. What's that tattoo there on your chest? He's going to, well, it's covered up. It's something different. What was it? Let's talk about what it was. And, dude, it's over. It's over.
If you wanted to go and take a look at, you can actually find this over at Senate Republicans. The new ad that is already out for the state of Maine that compares Susan Collins and Graham Plattner. That alone, like, oh Lord. And of course it finishes with, and you got a Nazi tattoo.
Oh my God, dude, it's
like
unreal.
How do you live that one down? How I don't know. I mean, you could if I was to in a hypothetical world and be like, Tug Cowart, he's been into recreational drug use. He's been somebody who's messed around on his wife. He's done dirty business deals. And he's got a giant swastika on his chest. Dude. That's the one thing that it would be like, that's the one you finish with.
That's the punctuation. That's the exclamation point.
Everything else, you'd be like, all right, yeah, I mean, I get that. Oh, yeah, okay, that's happened. All right, whatever. Giant swastika on your chest.
Odd. Now, did you know that's what it was? Oh, no, I had no idea. What? Now your ex-girlfriend...
I've got a Totten cough on my chest.
Your ex-girlfriend says that you did and had a nickname for it. How do you respond to that? Can you help me? Walk me through this. I'm trying to be open-minded here. I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. Walk me through this.
Los has been involved in shady business deals overseas. All right, I can kind of understand that. He has Auschwitz tatted across his back. What?
I don't think it's good for him to run. I don't think he represents the people well. That's just me. Maybe, am I in the minority here?
And yet Democrats are like, here's my vote.
Yeah, absolutely.
You morons. I love y'all. Morons.
There's nothing. Dude, their moral high ground that they claim is gone. It's dead.
This is not about, and this is the idiotic portion of this. This is not about you, Democrats. This is about what happens when regular people that are not invested to the same level are given this information. Because you're like, oh, Graham won easily. What happens when the regular person on the street's like, seriously, he's got a Nazi tattoo? Which they're going to know all about it by the time we get to November.
I don't know.
Everybody there is going to be like, you have no chance.
There's not a soul in Maine that don't know about that.
No. There were plenty of Democrat voters that didn't know about it just from the man on the street work that I saw in the last week and a half.
It's impossible, dude. You have to have your head in the sand. You know what I mean? You do physically have to have your head in the sand not to know that if that's happening in your state. And maybe it's because we're so dialed in. It's a little more difficult, for us to miss something because we're always reading about it. But I don't know. You know what? I'm going to ask my wife and see if she knows. I'm going to ask her.
During the break, go ask your wife. And go ask your wife and then pick like a random sales guy who's not, who never sells extra. Go ask them and see how that plays out.
Yeah, I will. All right. Morning Extra and Extra 106.3. 8 o'clock hour is brought to you by Central Heating and Air Conditioning, your Atlanta carrier experts. 770-GET-HEAT, centralheat.com. When we come back, we'll knock out the headlines. And then I want you to hear from Rick Jackson. He is running for governor of the state of Georgia, in case you've not heard, in case you got your head in the sand, in case you've been buried up, not paying attention. We did an event with Bert on Monday. Bert's back in on Friday. We're just trying to give you as much exposure to the two candidates running for the Republican primary as we possibly can. The polling is razor thin. We want you to be able to make the best decision in your mind for the state of Georgia. Rick Jackson on the Morning Extra next on Extra 106.3.
Get the latest breaking news and insight from the biggest conservative voices in the South when you follow Extra 106.3 across all your social media platforms. Find us on Facebook, X, Instagram, and YouTube at Extra 106.3.
Hey, this is Los with Terry from Alpharetta, who just purchased a new car with the Honest Car Guy, the new, fully transparent, honest way to buy your next vehicle. Terry, tell us about your experience.
I have a son serving in the military. He's active duty with limited time to look for a car. My son was looking for a used Hyundai Veloster, and I had heard about the Honest Car Guy on the radio, decided that might be a route to go, and we made a phone call over the weekend. He screen shared the information with us. We looked over the vehicle, and he took the reins from there, and they were able to walk us through the process of buying the car. We're very clear and transparent, and next thing we knew, we had a car in the driveway.
Friends, if you're in the market for a pre-owned car, truck, or SUV, get an honest car buy from the Honest Car Guy. You pay what we pay, plus an honest fee, and we back that up by giving you the bill of sale. That's our transparency guarantee. Call 844-SHOW-ME-1. That's 844-SHOW-ME, the number 1, or visit honestcarguy.com.
This is House Call for Health. An over-the-counter medication is being recalled for an unusual reason. The Food and Drug Administration says the Haleon Pharmaceutical Company is voluntarily recalling 4 lots of Gas X Extra Strength soft gels capsules over potential contamination involving a coolant from a machine leakage that may have entered the products during packaging. The pills come in bottles 72 count and 120 count, and the 4 affected lots all have an expiration date of November 30th, 2028, sold between April 13th and May 14th of this year. The FDA says using contaminated products could cause nausea, vomiting, abdominal pain, and diarrhea, so they're urging consumers to stop using the products immediately and contact the Haleon Consumer Relations Team for returns and reimbursements. Gas X is designed to relieve gas, bloating, and pressure. For more health news, go to foxnewshealth.com. House Call for Health. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News.
In a world where your yard has no boundaries, where the neighbor's kids cut through it like a public park, one company has dared to draw the line, literally. Accent Fence.
Hi, this is Jared with Accent Fence. Setting boundaries is a good thing. So do it with a wood, vinyl, composite, aluminum, steel, or chain link fence. And right now, we're making it more affordable with no money down financing. Get your free quote today at 770-995-7463 or book online at accentfence.net.
Certain things in life can paralyze you in fear, and a letter from the IRS is one of those things. I know, I've gotten one. If you've received a notice from the IRS, or maybe you owe back taxes, or you have years of unfiled returns, or maybe you filed but you can't pay what the IRS says you owe, you are crazy to try to deal with the IRS on your own, really. The IRS has the power to revoke your passport, drain your bank account, levy your wages, and if you're a business owner behind on payroll taxes, they'll shut your business down and come after you personally. But you don't have to face all of this alone. Get the expert help you need. Call the folks at Rush Tax Resolution today, 877-554-RUSH. Rush Tax is A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau. They're the only company that I would trust and recommend in this category. They offer free IRS transcript investigation. They'll tell you upfront and for free if they can even help you. And they'll only take your case if they know they can help you. 877-554-7874. 877-554-RUSH or rushtaxresolution.com.
And now, Deep Thoughts with Neil Bortz.
Which letter is silent in the word sent? The S or the C?
An Extra 106.3. AI exclusive. The stories that matter to you. These are your Georgia headlines.
Good morning. These are your Georgia headlines on Extra 106.3. Residents packed the Marietta City Council meeting Wednesday night to voice their concerns about a proposed data center near Bells Ferry Road and I-75. City leaders say no construction plans are currently under review, but property was rezoned for light industrial use last year, fueling ongoing community opposition. A Henry County High School graduate is making headlines after being accepted to 264 colleges and universities and earning more than $17 million in scholarship offers. Woodland High School graduate Patrick Pruitt says he hopes his achievements inspire other students to dream big and pursue every opportunity available. Georgia is becoming one of the first states to enroll eligible foster children into new federal Trump accounts. The program provides $1,000 investments from the U.S. Treasury for qualifying children, with funds available when they reach adulthood. State leaders say the accounts could help foster youth build a stronger future. Today's weather in Metro Atlanta: expect a hot and humid June day. Temperatures will climb into the 90s this afternoon with a mix of sun and clouds. Rain chances are relatively low during the day, though an isolated shower or thunderstorm is possible later on. Tug and Los until 10 on Extra 106.3 with Rick Jackson, who's running for governor here in the state of Georgia, asking for your vote this morning on Extra 106.3. The last thing we talked about was making sure that we inspect, right? The things that people do to the best of their ability is when they know somebody's going to come behind them and assure that the task has been done. You see what's happening out in California, and I don't know that I'm fearful that we'll turn into California necessarily, with 37 days of voting and mail ballots dropping all the time, and the third place person who had already conceded jumping the second place person. It feels like such a tragedy is happening in real time in front of America's face. You can't look away from it. I don't think we'll become that necessarily in Georgia, But how do you prevent that? How do you inspect? How do you get Georgia back on a better footing? Because there's plenty of people listening right now that do not trust our voting systems in this state.
Well, in business, we have a process called CQI, which means continuing quality improvement. And you look at all your systems and processes. You set up goals and objectives, set up metrics, and then you have accountability, and you have lessons learned, and then you retool. You always have to inspect to make sure you don't become an excellent company. You don't have excellent software if you're not always inspecting, auditing at every level from that standpoint. So from a voting standpoint, well, first of all, we need to make sure Keisha Lance Bottom is not our governor.
Amen.
Or it's going to get closer to California. I don't think we're going to be as bad as California, at least in my lifetime, hopefully, but from that standpoint. But the process of I like accountability. I like independent audits. I like and what we have. I think Governor Kemp passed a great bill in 21 to made it easy to vote and hard to cheat. And 22 and 24 elections seem to look okay from that standpoint. But that we can't just rest on our laurels on that. We have to always. The bottom line is there's a lot of people that just don't feel like it's right yet. And so the best way to do that is to show the light, sanitize it. And let me tell you something. When I'm governor, if somebody cheats, I don't care, one person, I'm going to have them arrested. And I'll tell you why. It's against the law to do that. And then when everybody else finds out you're serious about making sure that we don't have cheating and so forth like that, then maybe they will feel a lot more comfortable. But from my standpoint, the truth is like a lion. You don't have to defend it. It defends itself. Let's just show the truth. Let's be open about it. Let's audit until everybody feels comfortable. And then also we'll make sure it never happens. So
Rick Jackson is our guest right here on the Morning Extra. I want to ask you a question from one of our really great listeners, Stephanie. We've seen what's happened in the city of New York, where they've gone after pensions in order to, pay for the issues in the city. Same thing that we're seeing in Chicago, Illinois. When you talk about accessing the pension, you talk about touching the 5%. What exactly do you mean by that in terms of getting access to that? And is there a limit? Where does that stop?
No. So what I'm talking about is investing, not taking money to pay off something else. That's not. So, basically, if we have $1 billion that's 5% of our investments, whether it's pension plans and all that, they're already invested. They're invested in T-bills or, all these kind of things, and some hedge funds. There's a balance. What I'm saying is, instead of doing that, let's use our finance people here to invest in businesses in Georgia, because that drives Georgia revenue. And by the way, I guarantee you it will have a better return, which helps the pension plans and our retirement plans and so forth like that. So that's what I'm talking about. And then also, I think we got a balance sheet. If we need to put $1 billion cattle cutting process centered in order to do our cattle. And by the way, if we do that, we'll sell 4 times more. And the largest cattle farmer that I met, he's in Georgia, said that we would sell 4 times, and we would be number 1 in selling cattle if we could put this together. In my mind, that's an easy investment. It's a good return on investment. That's just the way you look at it from a business standpoint. I don't want to just spend money. I want to invest money.
Why hasn't that happened yet? Because it seems, from a logical perspective, I got a couple of business degrees. I'm really big into business. Those sort of investments seem like they make a ton of sense. Why have we not seen that at the state level as of yet?
I think most people come from a background of politics, and I would call creating silos and letting all these departments do what they want to and so forth like that. But I look at things different. I'm looking at it as a business person. We have all these resources. We need to refine the resources and make the operations so much more efficient with new technology and so forth like that. But investing in our businesses versus just putting it in a New York fund or something like that, I think it's just a better return. And I can understand how some people wouldn't look at it like that, but I do.
Rick Jackson is our guest on the Morning Extra, Extra 106.3, asking for your vote. Early voting has already begun, so if you've not gone and voted yet, he asks that you vote for him. I know you want to cut taxes. Everybody talks about cutting taxes. How do we get that done? And then kind of an aside to that, does that mean we can cut the size of government? Should Georgia's government shrink up? We've seen Donald Trump do that at the federal level. Is that something that should happen at the state level too?
Yeah, the concept of DOGE is a good concept from the standpoint of analysis. I mean, I'm probably going to own every industrial engineer from Georgia Tech to look at every department to look at the flow through and the logistics of all of our businesses. I don't think we have any software in Georgia that was created this century. And so what we have to do is modernize. And by doing that, we will create efficiencies. It will be better for you and me dealing with the state and getting information easier and so forth like that. So that's going to create some efficiency. So I'm going to be able to keep our. We have two kind of overhead in the state budget: recurring overhead and investment spending. The recurring part I'm going to be able to freeze and reduce based off of efficiency and management, so forth, and just invest there. And so from that standpoint, that way we're going to keep that lower and I think more efficient and effective from that standpoint, because I can't imagine our business or your business that was running off software that was last century. I don't think you would be as efficient.
This laptop's not. And I use it every day.
You haven't seen our call screening system. It might be from last century. Rick Jackson is our guest right here on the Morning Extra. Let me ask you about when it comes to efficiency, because I think that's a really good word, but I think it also, and I think this cuts across party lines, fraud. Democrats and Republicans are really on board with cutting as much fraud as possible. I think when you start talking about efficiency, in my mind, I'm thinking we're looking at what's going on in the state and saying where we might maybe have some areas that are problematic where we're spending money that we shouldn't be.
Well, let me tell you something. If American Express or Bank of America was doing our Medicaid and food stamps, there wouldn't be any fraud. And that's all we have to. What we have to do is we have to upgrade the systems to absolutely make sure it just can't happen. I mean, automatically you go in the store and it automatically says you're no longer qualified to have food stamps. You just got a job, those kind of things. And so from that standpoint, it does happen. And that's some low-hanging fruit for us to eliminate fraud, basically having the right IT systems and so forth. And so we're, right off the bat, I'm going to be making a big investment in our systems. So let me give you an example. In foster care, an average child is 18 months in foster care. 9 months of that is waiting on a judge. If we solve that one problem, just one problem, it would save $300 million a year for the state of Georgia. So when you look at the process of everything in the state, you will create some efficiencies. And it's not losing jobs. We'll be able to have more parents. It's a lot easier to get somebody, keep somebody 9 months than it is 18 to 24 months, from that standpoint.
Rick Jackson, our guest on the Morning Extra, when you're talking about fraud, where are the places that it's not obvious that there's fraud in our system? Food stamps, Medicaid, Medicare, all that kind of stuff makes sense. It's easy for people to understand that. Where are the places that they don't realize there's fraud?
Unemployment, where people are getting living off. I mean, the biggest news during COVID that never got really covered. Y'all look it up. It was over $500 billion of fraud. $500 billion. It's more than they said. More than that. At least $500 billion, where people, even from Russia, I think Russia got, 100 million or so, because they could just have a social security number, say, I need unemployment, I don't have a job, it's COVID. It went all out, and I'm surprised that it hasn't been a bigger deal. But that happens all over government from that standpoint. Government to me is having lost sight of their objectives. They redouble their efforts, and that's what what you have to have is just clean management of people don't do what you expect, they do what you inspect, like I say. And from that standpoint, when you set up goals and objectives and you have follow up, Rick Scott told me he had a 100-page veto bill, and he basically had a objective for every department. If they didn't make it, they didn't get funded the next year. And when you have that kind of incentive and accountability, you will get streamlined and really do real well. So I'll install that.
Day-to-day business is what it is. With that being said, are you having fun with this? This is a lot. This is a lot.
Yeah. No, I'm having fun because I like to solve problems, and trust me, there's plenty of them. But there's a lot of low-hanging fruit that I've seen. It was a concept that as a business person, before I got into this, as a business person, I could make a difference. It ain't a concept anymore. I know that I'll be able to make a difference on many levels from that standpoint.
Yeah, I can only imagine running a business the way you do and then seeing the inefficiency of government and going, oh, well, that doesn't make sense. That kind of makes sense, but we can make it better. Is it like a puzzle? Does it feel like a puzzle?
Well, it's a little bit of a puzzle, but it's just basic blocking and tackling for a business person. I mean, you don't have to be a great business person, an entrepreneur. A lot of it's just common sense. You know, why do we do it that way? So from that standpoint, there'll be a lot of opportunities from that standpoint. But but I will be looking at, for instance, I will be looking at every department personally, making sure you set up the architecture correctly. So from that standpoint, and then I'll implement and I'll delegate just like I have my whole life. Once I figure out what's the best process, and then I'll put somebody in charge of it and implement it and hold them accountable.
I have so many more questions. I don't know if you can, if you're okay with hanging, because there's so much more to talk about, like people resisting. Yeah. It's not like government employees going to roll over. I feel like you see that in D.C. Getting into your family and the fact that you've really shielded them from being part of that. All that. One more segment with Rick Jackson here on the Morning Extra on Extra 106.3. We'll come back with more with Rick next on Extra 106.3.
Extra 106.3 Sports, powered by 680 The Fan.
Good morning. Here are your sports headlines for Thursday, June 11th. The Atlanta Braves look to salvage the series in Chicago tonight against the White Sox after a narrow loss 2-1 the final last night, as the White Sox have taken the first two games of the series. Game 3 tonight. Martin Perez will be on the mound for the Braves. He'll be opposed by Anthony Kay. First pitch is set for 7:40. You can hear all of the game action on our sister station, 680 The Fan, and for free on the Fan app. The Stanley Cup Finals tied currently at 2 games apiece. Game 5 goes down tonight between the Carolina Hurricanes and the Las Vegas Golden Knights. Puck drops at 8 o'clock. From the NFL, Kansas City Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes has reworked his contract. His deal is now worth nearly $505 million and runs through 2033. With your sports headlines, I'm Carlos Medina.
The walk-off home run, the buzzer beater, the photo finish. That feeling when everything lines up and you get what you need just when you need it. It feels unbelievable in sports, but when it comes to your finances, it makes you feel unstoppable. Visit Truist.com today to see how having the tools you need and a great team by your side can help you take your game to the next level. Truist Bank. Member FDIC.
Calling all contractors. Stovall & Company Wholesale Landscape Supply is here for you.
We've been family owned and operated for more than 75 years, and we just opened our 11th location in Canton, Georgia.
We are proud to provide all your wholesale irrigation, nursery, and landscape supply needs.
We are partnered with Keystone Hardscape to offer a wide variety of products to enhance any outdoor living space.
Here at Stovall, we have it all. Check us out at StovallInc.com or visit any of our convenient locations throughout North Georgia.
Tug and Los until 10 on the Morning Extra on Extra 106.3. We wrestled him down and made him stay for one more segment to talk to you and ask you.
Well, y'all arm wrestled.
Yeah,
he won,
exactly.
but he decided yes.
That's right, exactly. It was like over the top with Sylvester Stallone in here. You should have saw it. It was amazing.
Decision-making process there.
Exactly right. Rick Jackson, our guest. You talked about the inefficiency in government in that last segment. We talked about people that are there, that have been there for years, and they do things a certain way. Do you ever, as governor, when you're electing governor, if folks give you that honor, do you ever worry about the people that resist government change? We've seen that at the federal level for sure, because we talked about DOGE and some of the cuts that are there that we could implement here in the state of Georgia. How do you deal with those people that have been in government their entire life, unlike you, have been there forever, and they're like, I'm not changing the things I do. How do you deal with that from a business perspective?
It's just leadership. Look, I bought a company out of bankruptcy about 15 years ago that was losing $500,000 a month. And it had a lot of inefficiencies, what's going on, and so forth like that. And then I just came in and inspired people that most people really want to do the right thing. They want to have have an impact and so forth like that. And in 90 days, we were making $500,000 a month after after we bought it out of bankruptcy. It's leadership and management and empowering people. One of the things, the reason we have Best Place to Work for 18 years in a row is that we are trying to help. Our mantra is others first. The way you get people on board is you help them be the best version of them, and be a part of a winning team. You just need some executive coaching and executive leadership to show how that department will work and so forth like that. But those people will feel appreciated. They'll feel a part of a winning team, and because of that, there will be less. The federal government's totally different.
Sure.
That's a totally different thing. But everybody I've talked to, the problem is when you call the government, you're talking to somebody about 4 levels down, and you ask a logical question, and they say, I don't know. They got a checkbox. They have no power. So it's not their fault. If my receptionist is not answering correctly, that's not her fault. It's my fault for not setting up the right process to give her the resources and so forth for her to do that. So from that standpoint, I just think it's basic leadership. I do not think there's going to be the resistance like that President Trump had, because I've lived that resistance internally as well from that standpoint. So, but I think it's basic management. And I know people think I'm naive, but I think people are people. I think when you care about people, you support them. You're trying to help them, achieve their goals and objectives. You can get people to run through brick walls for you.
Rick Jackson is our guest right here on the Morning Extra. I want to follow up on that because I know the federal government is it's a Goliath. It's such a monster. Even at the state level, we have quite a bit of government. How do you get your arms around that in order to basically be able to figure out, all right, why do our seniors have to deal with 5 levels of government before they get to the goal that they want, or our veterans, or those that are disabled? Why are they having to deal with so much government? How do you squeeze that down a bit and make it easier for people?
Well, first of all, you create the best process from that standpoint. A lot of times there may be 10 steps in a process that you don't need but 3 or 4, and technology can solve a lot of these things from that standpoint, especially the current technology that's going on now, and using in the right way AI really can help out on some of these things to make it more streamlined. So you have to set up a business or an operation or organization the most efficiently as you can. So for instance, when we went to Venezuela, those guys knew what they were doing. They were totally operating logistics, all that kind of stuff. Let me tell you something. If they were running state government, it would run efficiently because they know how to get things done. And so from that standpoint, it's just process design and engineering, and then and enforcing accountability to stay focused on the process. And that empowers people from that standpoint. A lot of times you have lower level people, I call them, small people in big places, and they love to just say, "Nah, you're not going to get that." It's almost a sense of power. But when you take that out from a process standpoint, it's better for everybody.
Oh, so smart. And you're right. Those people went to Venezuela. They knew exactly what they're doing. Yeah. They had practiced it. A dozen times. They knew the mission, and they knew how to accomplish it.
And the logistics of having 2,500, whatever it was unbelievable. And of course, the same in Iran too. But I like armed services. They know how to get things done.
Yes, sir. Me too. As a Navy guy, I certainly love. Yeah. I scrubbed more toilets than they did anything. But let me tell you, I was proud to scrub them toilets because I did it for my country.
Don't let him downplay it. They also put a button in front of him that let him launch missiles. So
right. Yeah, that's right. Well, that was fun.
I cleaned more toilets than I launched missiles, though. I promise you. Let me tell you, as a junior enlisted sailor.
Yeah.
But I'd never. This is the God's honest truth. I was so proud to do whatever they asked me to do.
Good for you.
That's all I cared. I just whatever the mission was.
That was a purpose, right?
That's right.
You had a higher calling and a higher purpose, and look what that did for you to motivate you.
Without a doubt, it is having purpose, and I'm still looking for that purpose today. Mm-hmm. I find it in my wife and my son and my family and my church. I find that purpose there. But I'm always looking for it. The Navy provided it. It was always present there. And I think people are looking for purpose. And I think that's what I think that about you. I think you're looking for that purpose, and that Georgia's a bigger purpose. And there's people that you told us a story about helping a woman. We're not going to go into the details because I know it's not something that you would brag about, which is another thing that I can relate to when it comes to Kingdom Impact and doing things the right things for the right reasons. But the experience to help, you laid out how you were able to help a woman who had a sick mother, the experience to help, and then the desire to help.
Absolutely. You know, I'm seeing so many people in this concept of, hey, I feel your pain, go be warmed and filled. I can't do that. I mean, I'm just telling you. In fact, people will tell our people internally, don't give Rick a problem because he'll go solve it. And sometimes they don't want me to be involved, solving it. But my point is, I'm seeing this all over the state, and I cannot walk away from somebody. I told people before I started, I will not walk away from somebody, just to get in line. And that's hard because some people pour their heart out for you. But I've done a lot of things like that. I can't do it as governor, but I'm not going to listen to somebody that has a problem with government or anything with foster care or whatever, and just say, well, I'm sorry you had that, and move on to the next subject. I'm going to go check it out and figure out the best way that we can solve that problem. Here's a way to get purpose. When you have everybody in a department focus on seeing a child being adopted into a Christian home, and you show that video to everybody in that division, that gives them purpose of, they're not just filling out forms and credentialing and doing all this kind of stuff. They are having an impact, and that's one of the things we have a benefit of being in healthcare, because we save lives.
Well, and speaking of that, because at our church we know so many families that have adopted, how do you help Georgia families that want to adopt, that want to be a part of the foster care? How do you clean it up? Because I know there's some issues there, and you're not someone who doesn't know, that. How do you take that and mold it in that way for Kingdom Impact, because it is so important?
Well, first of all, mentioning Kingdom Impact, I'm going to reach out to every church there is and interface between DFACS and every church to start a foster care program and all that, because, look, we have 500,000 foster children in the United States and 1 million Christian churches. If you only had every church just took on one child, just think what the impact would be for that child, just like it was for me. But we will make the process so much easier from that standpoint, and it'll make it easier for the foster parents. Like, for instance, our nonprofit's a Christian nonprofit that we started in 2008 for foster care. We were the first one in COVID. We were able to train online because, guess what? We had online training
systems in place.
Yeah, we had, and so we approved more new people during COVID than the entire state did. But when you look at things like that and new processes, and there's no reason you can't do a lot of online training. It helps people. They can't spend the whole weekend, training. That's a lot of time away from your kids to train to be a foster parent and so forth. So we got to just make it easier for everybody. And when we do that, then more people will be involved.
Candidate for Governor Rick Jackson is our guest. I always tell the young people in this building that you're going to learn a lot from making mistakes or having errors. Absolutely. I tell them that all the time. Absolutely. In your business career, what have you learned from something that didn't work out that you can say, you know what, I learned something very valuable here, and it translates to leadership and moving forward?
Well, the first thing you got to do is you've got to recognize, you got to take ownership. Okay. If you're you two guys, if it's your fault, I can't do anything about it. But when something doesn't happen, it's my fault, then I do a lessons learned and renew and say, I'm not going to do that anymore. I've done that my whole life. Guys, I'm not just saying this. You won't meet another person that's failed more in business than I have. I'm just telling you. But, definition of success is getting up one more time than you fall down. And it's the ownership. That's where you get your power. It doesn't feel good to say, I failed. I'm going to tell you something right now. If I'm not elected governor, it won't be my team's fault. It's going to be my fault because I didn't give the message that I needed to do. I didn't make the right decisions and so forth. So, that's the only way you can grow is when you take ownership. You can't control what everybody else can do. You can only control yourself. And that's the way you get, overcome odds and get out of foster care and do some of these things. And you struggle and all that, when you struggle like I did, you don't forget it, and you don't forget people that are struggling ever from an empathy standpoint. So,
you just described building character. That's what I heard, because that's what it is, right? Anytime you're able to get yourself back up, that's character building. And I know it sounds cliche, but I remember my daddy, my late father, God rest his soul. He'd be like, if you fall down, you'll remember this. When you fail, right, you'll learn more than you ever will from succeeding. You'll learn more from this than any of the pats on the back I'll give you. Am I here to support you? Absolutely right. But I love the fact you said that I've failed many times and I've gotten back up. And I love the fact that you said, I'm taking responsibility. If I don't win, it's something that I did. I think that's a message that when you do win,
yep,
that you should share with every Georgian, because every Georgian needs to hear that message. There's so many kids right now that have been told that they're a victim.
Yeah, so, I'm going to change that narrative, period, and that's why I'm saying ownership. I think it's the most demeaning thing in the world. I can't imagine you telling your kids that they'll never make it because of who they are, or, the color of their skin, or where they came from, or their gender, or age, or because they were in foster care, or whatever the situation is. And, I told that to our aged-out foster kids at Thanksgiving. I said two things. Number one, it wasn't your fault you were in foster care. But number two, with this opportunity for fostering success, it will be your fault if you're not a success now. And I said, now, some of you, and don't let anybody tell you you're a victim, period. You can make it if you reject that concept from that standpoint. So I want to show everybody how to get out. And blaming everybody else and making yourself, dividing the world between oppressors and oppressed, that narrative has got to go away. And that's what I really want to do. I want to show people how to get out of poverty and be successful, and what are the things that you need to do in order to be successful. And a lot of it is taking ownership of yourself. It hurts, but then you're in control. And that's empowering. You think about it. If you're in control of your destiny better, and of course with God's help, then you'll be a lot more successful than anybody else. And professional athletes will tell you that.
This is the challenge in my mind, especially when it comes to young people. You want to provide them the educational opportunities. At the same time, you have to break a mindset that you are not a victim. Because I believe if you look at yourself as, I'm in control here and here are my opportunities, that's when young people flourish.
Well, and also that's why you can't create dependency on them either. The reason why I want people to work is not because I'm mean. If they can work, they can, it's because God made us to be productive. And your self-image is better when you're working, thinking of somebody else versus, binge watching Netflix and eating Cheetos.
That's still a funny line.
It is. I just read a study that I think they tried it out in California. Maybe it was Oakland. Forgive me for getting into the details, but it was they gave universal basic income like $1,000 or $1,500 a month for the last few years, and the people that received it actually regressed. The people that didn't were presented with opportunities actually improved their situations.
Of course,
and I think that's what you're talking about.
Oh, absolutely. And that I want to. The best way to solve the Medicaid problem is not have to be on Medicaid and have a job that pays better and better insurance, all those kind of things. It's just in your best interest. I mean, you would not tell your child, "Let me give you everything." I mean, you can't be a helicopter parent and give them everything in the world and make them dependent on you. That's not in their best interest. What's in their best interest is to, when they're younger, let them fail and learn when it's not as big a deal. Don't, let them fail some. There's a lot of things you'll tell your kids, okay, I know this is not going to work out, but lessons are better caught than taught sometimes.
You've talked about in your ads about the economics of Georgia and leading an economic boom in this state. Mm-hmm. I get the impression that you're just very confident in it because of your business background. What are you looking at where you just say, man, give me the controls, I'm going to lead this, and we're going to prosper here in the state?
Well, I mean, I think certainly that. Now, I'll tell you what my biggest surprise for me that I did not know. Our sheriffs are put in an impossible situation. They're becoming mental health facilities, and that's ridiculous. They are not equipped to do that. Down in Perry, Georgia, the sheriff there with about 500 beds said that 200 people were waiting 9 months to get a mental evaluation. And then some of them, they have to take care of them, feed them, to give them all their medicines and all that. And then they can get sued because they didn't give them the right medicine. Well, they're not a mental health facility. We got to solve that. That's an issue that nobody knows about, but we have to solve that issue. And so expanding mental health on many fronts, that's what's causing homelessness, it's causing drug problems and all that kind of stuff. Those are kind of the big problems that nobody knows about that need to get done. I can assure you ask a sheriff about what his issues are in mental health, and he's going to tell you it's one of the top 3 problems he's got.
Final thought here. For folks listening, not made up their mind, even though early voting has started, as we wrap up, talk to them. Tell them they need to get out and vote for you.
Look, if you want an outside business person that's not a politician, is not going to just make statements, and anybody that's ever dealt with me will tell you that my word is better than any contract you'll ever get. So I'm never going to promise you that I'm going to do something without doing it or die trying. And so I would really appreciate your vote if you're tired of the political nonsense and you would like something more logical. And then, by the way, what's really important you need to go vote for Tug and Los because
We're running for mornings here.
They got this big voting sign here, and I'm just looking at it, and I'm like, man, we got to get these guys in.
That's exactly right. We will be here for you every morning.
I'll endorse you guys.
See, there we go.
I want to be your first endorsement.
Let's go, and you are.
Here we go.
There we go. I feel like we've won the day with Rick Jackson here on the Morning Extra on Extra 106.3. It's fun to spend time with you, Rick. It's fun to learn about you, and I hope people have taken away, the things that you feel are important, and that they go to the voting booth with that in mind. So we wish you continued success.
Thank you for having me on.
You're always welcome.
I look forward to coming back after the election.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, Rick Jackson. Asking for your vote this morning on the Morning Extra at Extra 106.3.
It's time for the Bortz Report, exclusively on Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station, Extra 106.3.
Okay, I'll admit it. I do have an addiction problem. Not drugs, not alcohol. It's videos on the internet, primarily YouTube. Some of my favorites are shoplifters. I ain't done nothing. I was going to pay for it. You know the routine. But what I really enjoy are the sovereign citizens, the free state nationals. These people have declared themselves to be living outside of any government authority. They avoid taxes. They don't pay debts. They refuse licenses. When you find these videos on the internet, some of my favorites are, I'm not driving, I'm traveling. Yeah, the police pull over some guy for speeding or not having a license plate or whatever. Let me see your driver's license and registration proof of insurance. I don't have that. I'm not driving, I'm traveling. Inevitably, they end up getting arrested and hauled off to jail. I like it when the cops say, what seat are you sitting in? Is that not the driver's seat? Then some of these people say that they are exempt from any court action. They claim to have signed a document disassociating themselves in any way with the local government. I haven't contracted with you, Mr. Police Officer. You don't have any jurisdiction over me. Well, yeah, inevitably, they do. But if you wonder how people like Jasmine Crockett or Ilhan Omar or any number of Democrats, John Ossoff, get elected, watch sovereign citizens on YouTube. Experience their abject stupidity. It's entertaining, and it gives you something to talk about that obviously nobody else is interested in. Neil Bortz, Extra 106.3.
Streaming across Georgia on the Extra 106.3 app. This is WFOM and W292EV Marietta, a Dickey Broadcasting Station. Extra 106.3.
Hard tonight again. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. President Trump just posted that on Truth Social a short time ago and then tells Fox
they have no defense. They can't do anything about it.
Saying Iran is decimated.
They're dying to make a deal. They want to make a deal so badly.
Now, the president also wrote in his post he wants to take Iran's Karg Island and their oil infrastructure, but he also tells Fox,
I don't know that America has the stomach for it, to be honest with you. You're going to make a fortune, but I don't know that America has the stomach. I think they'd like to see us come home.
Now, the president also says for the second night in a row, the U.S. hit Iran very hard.
Rather than trying to force the Iranians into a deal that they've been unwilling to make so far, the president is now targeting these critical assets belonging to the Iranian regime. What we saw last night, broadly a shaping operation. You see the radar systems and the air defense systems taken out by not only Tomahawk missiles, but the fighter jets that were in the skies of Iran.
Fox's Trey Yingst in Tel Aviv. Iran has retaliated and says the ceasefire has been rendered practically meaningless.
Iranian strikes targeted locations in Bahrain, Kuwait and Jordan, all countries with a U.S. military presence. Kuwait condemned what it called sinful aggressions from Iran.
That's Fox's Jonathan Savage. We got another inflation update a little bit ago, this time at the wholesale level.
Coming in hotter than Wall Street expected.
Producer prices rose 1.1% last month from April.
As for year over year, we came in 6.5%. The street was looking for 6.5%. 6.4%, just a slight tick above expectations.
Fox Business Network Cheryl Casoni. That May rate is the biggest annual price increase since November 2022, but the core wholesale inflation rate, which excludes food and energy costs, rose less than expected. On Wall Street, stock futures are rising the day after the report on spiking consumer prices triggered a huge market sell-off. Oil prices are up slightly. America's listening to Fox News.
Born on America's darkest day, 9/11/01, the Tunnel to Towers Foundation has been helping American heroes ever since. Heroes like FDNY Lieutenant Edward J. McDonough Jr. McDonough served at Ground Zero. He later lost his life to a related cancer. The Tunnel to Towers Foundation was able to honor his sacrifice by paying off the family's mortgage. Donate $11 a month, and you can amplify your impact with a car or land donation. Just go to their website, the letter T, the number 2, the letter T.org.
Shh, here it comes. Surprise! The people above your catering business are doing major construction, and the drilling is only during business hours. So loud.
Progressive knows small business owners usually don't like surprises because they cost you money. But a good surprise that could save you money? Getting personalized discounts on a commercial auto quote with Progressive.
Also, that isn't powdered sugar on the floor. It's plaster from your ceiling.
Surprise yourself. See if you can save in as little as 8 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
Want weather? Grab your phone. Need traffic? Grab your phone. Conservative news and talk, also on your phone. Get the Extra 1063 app.
Tug and Los until 10 on Extra 1063. Download the app so you can listen live and on demand. And if there's anything you've missed throughout the show today, it will be there and available for you on demand at your leisure when it works for your schedule. God, don't you love that flexibility? Don't you
Promise?
Promise, yeah. Don't you wish everything worked out that way so you could just get it when you wanted it? You know, you're just sitting at the house, sitting on the couch and be like, man, in your case, Los, man, I'd really like one of those veggie burritos. Bam, there it is. You know, or me, I would like, give me a big old steak and lobster meat dinner. Bam, there it is. It's
just incredible.
Just there when you want it. That's what the Extra 1063 app provides for you. Great content on demand at your leisure.
If you have thumbs, then you have everything that you want.
That's right. Absolutely. That's such a good point.
No thumbs.
Yeah. You're screwed a little bit. You're in a bad way if you don't have thumbs. If you do have thumbs, like we do.
And I'm sorry if you don't have thumbs. I just insulted you. I just dropped it.
Like you got them cut off at the railroad track or something?
I just lost a game that I was ahead by 29 points.
Dude.
It feels the same as not having thumbs.
Dude, have you seen, it was the ugliest logo. It was hurtful.
Yes, I know.
Is it the Falcons one?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not going to talk about it anymore because I know it's hurtful. And look, I actually brought it up to Chris, who is in running technical operations this morning. As Bryce a little bit under the weather, and we appreciate him stepping up. He's a big Falcons fan. I showed it to him, and he's like, "Oh God." He's like, I don't even remember. Was there a Super Bowl? I don't even remember the Super Bowl. And I said, I know what you mean. I'm with you. They killed my dog. I'm with you.
The nice thing is that my errors and my stupidity will be quickly forgotten.
Yeah,
28-3 because of the number.
And look, the level too. The Super Bowl, the biggest sporting event in the world. That I don't know that you overcome that. Because it's the most watched sporting event every year, isn't it? It's not even
in the country.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. In the country.
Although the NBA Finals have been drawing about 25 million. So
okay,
that's pretty strong.
Starting to creep up there too. So maybe you will be remembered longer than you want to be.
Yeah. That's why.
It's not
if
good.
you don't have any thumbs.
That's right.
I know how you feel.
Yeah, it's bad. Things for people without thumbs is really, really tough. But if you do, download the Extra 1063 app and listen at your leisure whenever you.
But I ain't got no thumbs.
I ain't got no thumbs. Lost it on the railroad track. The worst ever. Can you imagine?
Lost it on the railroad track.
You'd fallen asleep. You had your head propped up there, and you hear the train coming, and you roll over to get out of the way, but it's your thumb that you let down to push away. So you got away from the train just in time, and unfortunately, it got your thumb.
But you gave them your thumbs.
You gave your thumbs, dude. That's and for me, I had friends whose grandparents grew up working on the railroad, and many of them came home missing fingers. I don't know how many people
and why it happens so much in that industry. Maybe if you grew up around the railroad industry, you can call me at 404-741-1230. Help me understand how many people lost fingers working on the railroad, because it seems to be an abnormal amount. And I don't know why. So if you can explain it, then
get to the bottom of that.
Just help me dig down.
It's an extra investigative report
on this Thursday. If you can help me dig down, that's all I'm looking for. Just help me understand why. And maybe then, knowing those people don't have their thumb, that you could help them download the Extra 106.3 app, which is where it all started. That's the whole point of it. And that's where we are. Last night, Braves got beat again. I'm so used to winning with the Braves. It's surprising. It's a bit off-putting when they lose 2 in a row to a just barely above 500 team in the White Sox.
Well, the White Sox are a solid team, and I guess the weird part about last night was that you kept waiting for that inning, and
it never
that
showed up.
inning never showed up.
Yeah. That's right.
And I mean, base runners had men on, had scoring opportunities, and then it would be, all right, there's a third out. Okay, we'll get them next inning. And before you knew it, it's 2-1, and that's the end of the game.
Yeah, that's right. Matt Edgar.
It's not like they blew a 29-point lead.
No, I know. I was trying to steer away from that, man, because I know how much that hurts your heart. I know how much that burns, and it sucks when your team does something like that.
All right, I'm not going to think about it the rest of the day.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I'm going to let it go and get back on the Braves thing. I was talking to Matt Edgar, who is the lead producer down at our sister station, The Fan, and he was talking about it. He's just like, I just hate to lose, dude. I hate losing. And I know that feeling. I'm with him, dude. I hate it too. Now, I don't think it keeps me up at night like it may Matt Edgar, because I think it stews with him like he can't go to sleep at night when it happens. I was able to get to sleep, although late, because I stayed up watching that inning that never showed up for us. But I know what he means, dude. Losing sucks. It ain't no good. Ain't nobody like it, So hopefully the Braves bounce back and get it tonight.
Well, get a chance to close this one out, and then you
and they've only lost.
You head to New York.
Yeah, but there was something significant.
This would be
about
the second series they've dropped the whole season.
Okay, yeah, third. That's third. Oh, third. There we go, Chris. Thank you. So we're not used to this happening with this Braves team, And last night, my son, who is the biggest Braves fan and is a college baseball player, and like Los, just studies the game inside and out, and he was like, daggone Phillies are going to catch up with us. Ain't no doubt about it. He is the greatest, worst fan of all time. Like, he goes into vent mode, and he finds the worst case scenario and vents about that, and that helps him get the loss off of his chest. He's like, it's over, man. The Phillies are catching up with us. It's done. It's done. 8 games after tonight, it's done. They won. We lost. And he was convinced, or at least trying to make himself feel better.
It's quite a big lead at this point.
I know. But that's what I'm saying. He's the best, worst.
You would have to crater, and I don't believe that.
I don't either.
There's nothing about this thing that says that that's going to happen.
No, I know. I'm with you. That's why I call him the best, worst fan of all time, because he finds just the most improbable scenario and starts elaborating on. And basically mapping it out in his head, just to vent about all the craziness that he saw that night. He's so funny, man. It's so funny to watch him. God's team's terrible. And I'm like, wait, what? Terrible? He'll get it off his chest, and then tomorrow he'll be fine. Right at first pitch, is like, let's go. Best team in baseball. He'll rebound a little bit. I don't know if you've ever been around people like that, but that's the way it works in my house anyway. World Cup begins today. Los, I know you'll probably take in a game or two, you think?
Oh, sure. I'll be in on this sort of stuff. I enjoy the size, the scope of it all, and obviously when the United States men's team starts to play, whether that's an afternoon or an evening matchup, I will be by the channel and make it a point to try and watch it while I'm out somewhere.
I think it is. Let's see. Yeah, Friday night. Tomorrow night. Is it tomorrow night, 9 p.m.? Is that what I'm seeing?
So we have a 3:00 matchup that's going to be today.
Okay.
Then you have the evening matchup with South Korea and Chechnya, and then we will then have 9 o'clock. Well, actually tomorrow, 3:00 will be the Canada Bosnia Herzegovina match, and then the United States and Paraguay will be at 9 o'clock tomorrow night.
9 o'clock. So okay, there we go. So I mean,
and that matchup's in California, by the way. So
Team USA. I hope they win. I'm
United States men's national team, sir.
I can't say Team USA?
No, not in soccer.
Oh. Well, see, I didn't realize that. Well, since
United States men's national team.
Since I'm not a fan of soccer, can I just say it because I want to, just to be an irritant, just to be
you're just going to come across as a casual.
Okay. Okay. I am. That's exactly what I am. So this works perfectly.
Team USA. They'll be like,
Kick it.
that guy needs a helmet.
Dude, you don't know how right that is.
Kick ball.
That's right. Dude, I got in trouble when my youngin was, I don't know, let's say he was 7, and he played soccer, 1 or 2 seasons, whatever. And the coach was a dear friend of ours, went to church, still goes to church with us. His wife was a soccer player at Auburn and is in the Auburn Sports Hall of Fame. So she's really really good soccer player. And so she coached because our sons played T-ball together and then played soccer and then basketball, whatever the season was, they were playing it all. And so she coached the team. And she was like, I only got one rule as a parent. I want you to cheer your kids on, make sure you're positive. They're 7, just be positive. The only other request I have is don't yell, kick it.
Kick it, yeah.
And so every time I would bite my tongue because that was my natural instinct was to say, Jacob, kick it. You know what I mean? And
I love that is the area where she's like, I can't handle a season.
Dude, and once in a while, a parent would give in to the temptation, give in to the lust of saying, kick it. And she would just like between halves or quarters, whatever else, she would be remembering, hey guys, love the enthusiasm. Stop yelling, kick it. Just do me a favor.
Don't yell, kick
Drives me crazy. Nails on a chalkboard. Just do me a favor and don't yell, kick it. And I did my very best not to do it. I can't say that I succeeded every time, but that was
did my very best. Yeah, so
not to scream, kick it.
So United States men's national team.
Yeah.
All right.
Keep that. You're not going to write that down.
And don't yell, kick it. Don't say Team USA.
Yeah.
United States men's national team.
I'm never going to remember this.
And don't say kick it.
Yeah, I got that one down just because I remember that one. I've been trained up on.
By the way, and I think we should take this as an opportunity. I think we need to find a Mexican food joint.
Yes.
Because this keeps me out of having to go to a swim meet.
Dude, I love a quesadilla.
Dude, we go to some Mexican joint. We go watch Mexico play South Africa at 3 o'clock.
Well,
man.
Okay. I mean,
I'm telling you, but we got to be authentic. I mean, you got to walk in there and be like, I am one of you.
No, I can't do it, man. I can't.
Sombrero tug.
No, dude, that's cultural appropriation, sir.
It doesn't matter. You're with me. I allow it.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
I mean, my friend brought his sombrero and his fake mustachio.
And it's a large one, too. Covers his whole bottom lip. It's nuts.
I'm going to add a ringtone on my phone that just goes, yeah, let's do it. It'd be awesome.
Count me in, dude. I'm in. Okay, fine. Let's do it. I think it's a great idea. You said 3 o'clock today?
Mexico is a favorite in that matchup now that I'm looking at that.
Okay,
and that one's in Mexico City.
What do you call them? Do you call it the Mexican
I don't know.
men's national team?
I'm not Mexican.
Well, no, I know, but I didn't know if there was like
I know what my team is called, Tug.
I know.
Apparently you don't.
What do you call the South African team? Is it the South African men's national team? Is that Chris is giving me the yes. He's giving me the thumbs up on those. Okay. But no Team USA. See, I'm really going to struggle with that one because
I'm just telling you right now. When you said Team USA, Chris immediately rolled his eyes at you.
Is that true, Chris? Is that true?
No, I would also say Team USA.
You
too.
would? Oh,
yeah.
Good. See, there we go.
But I'm also a casual, so.
Okay, see, but he admitted it.
Casuals around here.
Yeah, that's right. At least he admitted it. I love it. I'm a casual. Dude, it's like a badge of honor to me. Call me a casual all day. Yeah, because that's dude, I'm not even a casual. I'm only going because you said you wanted to, Los.
I'm just looking at the.
I'm just along for the quesadilla.
There are opportunities, great opportunities for fun during the World Cup. Especially that it's in this hemisphere. It is in our backyard. These matches are going to be all around. This is a great opportunity for fun. And I'll tell you, if your bar gets Telemundo, put it on Telemundo.
Yeah, there you go. I love it.
You won't understand anything, neither
it
will
doesn't
I,
matter,
but man, it's so much better.
But when they score, dude, I even love hearing the home run calls in the Spanish broadcasts. Dude, they lose their minds, and I love that enthusiasm.
Dude, South Korea and Chechnya are playing in Guadalajara, Mexico.
Well, is anybody going to show up for that game?
First off, that's going to be hot. The next thing, I imagine that both those teams are going to be like, oh, my God, we're in Guadalajara, Mexico.
Wait a minute. There's all kinds of things that can go wrong, and damn, it's hot.
Exactly.
Dude, just a laundry list of everything that could go wrong. Cartel violence, the stadium collapse because it's not been taken care of. I mean, several things could go wrong. And it's hot. It's oppressive hot.
Yeah. I got to look that up now. Now I got to find out how hot it is in Guadalajara, Mexico.
Yeah, I'm thinking pretty hot, dude. It's going to be 90 in Atlanta today, so I can only imagine as you get closer to the equator.
Not bad. As I'm taking a look at this, it looks like going to be about a high of 83 there. So
what?
Yeah, but now it's
going to cold front coming in,
dude. It's going to be 90% humidity. Though.
Yeah.
So
which I love. Give me the humidity.
Them dudes are going to be falling out once they start playing that match.
I'm trying to look up. You said it's South Africa and North Korea? Or South Korea? Sorry, South Korea.
It's going to be, that matchup is going to be South Korea and Chechnya.
Oh, Chechnya, okay. And in South Korea. Okay, I don't know where I got South Africa. Anyway.
South Africa and Mexico, they open up things at 3 o'clock.
Okay, that's where I was going.
Which that is the match you have to go out for.
Yeah, okay, good enough. Well, I'm in. Dude, let's do it. I think it'll be fun.
We are not a big enough favorite against Paraguay, taking a look at that, by the way.
Is Paraguay any good? See, this is what a casual would ask.
Yeah, I mean, it's...
They ain't count?
Put it this way. When Sweden plays Qatar, they're a minus 425. Okay? We're a minus 105.
Oh, heavens. So, when you say... we, meaning the United States men national team.
Well, who are you with?
Well, yeah, no, I was just making sure we're on the same page.
When I said Switzerland and Qatar, I didn't say we, Swiss
right.
Tug.
Yeah, I was just making sure I heard it all right, man. There's lots of names and countries being thrown out, and I don't even know the right name to call half of them. So I'm lost a little bit. I just need a little grace, that's all. I'm just looking. So, and then I had, are we any count? Is our team any good?
Yeah, we're solid. I mean, we're, I think at this point, maybe 12th in the world, 14th in the world.
How many teams? Out of how many?
I mean, we're talking about 40-some that are ranked for this thing.
So, okay, top, okay.
Put it this way, we're talking about 48 teams that are going to be part of this tournament.
Yep.
And we should be favored to get out of this initial round. But when we get to the knockout round, which is you lose, you're out, that is where we're always out.
I think that's where I'll pick up. Aside from the game that we may go to today, I think that may be where I pick up is the knockout round. Now, somebody has to tell me when it is, or shoot me an email, text, but hey, today's the knockout round. You may want to pay attention because I'm a casual. And
because I'm a casual.
I'm truly not even that. I don't even whatever the step down.
I don't understand everything that's happening.
I don't know a
tell
rule.
Tell me when we get to the knockout round.
That's right. I don't know a rule 1. Don't touch it with your hands. I take that back. Don't touch it with your hands. I know that's a rule, but aside from that, I don't know any other rules. I don't know who's offsides or when they're offsides. I know none of that stuff.
We are, by the way, 16th coming into this and the world rankings.
16 out of 40.
Out of the entirety of the world, there's 48. That you got to qualify.
Yeah. Okay, I see where you're going. Okay.
Yeah, but we're 16th in the world in terms of the FIFA Cup rankings.
Well, that don't make me feel all that good. At 16th, and knowing what you just said about the knockout round, we ain't gonna make it past that, and we never make it past that. That doesn't give me if you'd have said we're number 2 in the world, I would be like, oh, wait a minute. The knockout round is not quite as intimidating as I thought it was.
No, if you just kind of want to know what's. And again, we talked about this early in the show, and I think it's definitely worth hitting because this is when I tell you this is what's going to happen. This is what's going to happen. What will occur is that we will once again, after we get beat the knockout round, we'll start talking about committing more of our resources and our better athletes to this sport. And that doesn't happen now.
I'm not in favor of it.
Our women do it, but our men do not.
Have at it.
Yeah.
Have at it, ladies. I want the dudes doing the things that they're really good at here in America.
Your top 5 coming into this tournament: Argentina, Spain, France, England, and Portugal.
Right on.
Which really sounds like a lot that needed help from the Nazis.
Oh. They're talking about taking it back to politics. Wow. that was, I mean, dude, that was a hard turn.
That's what we do.
That's exactly
we come to save you.
That's right. That's what we've done in the past. We may have to do it again. Have you seen what's going on in Europe?
Yeah, we'll fix Maine next.
Yeah, well, yeah, we probably should start there and then worry about Europe. Maybe that's what we should do.
Argentina, that's where the Nazis hung out. That's where Hitler went to live out the remainder of his years.
Yes, that's so they say. That's what I've heard.
So
before.
They say.
Yeah, that's what I've heard before.
You casual. you and your Nazi trivia.
Okay, well they brought some of them here.
Yes, Operation Paperclip.
Working on some rockets and things.
Telling you, whenever I bring up Operation Paperclip around people, the look on people's face of like, so we brought Nazi scientists here? I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, we're in a
why not?
We're in a moon race. Goodness gracious, what we're supposed to do? We had to do all kinds of stuff, man. We're not proud of it. Well, I say we're not. At least on the show, I don't think we are.
By the way, Stephanie just wanted to let you know to kick the ball, USA, beat the commies.
There we go. See, that's what a casual, or I don't know if she's a casual fan, so I don't want to say this, but I'm going to anyway. Maybe that's what a casual fan would say, because that does seem like something I would say.
Kick it.
Oh no, don't say kick it. I know better than that. But I love. Go Team USA, beat the commies. I'm in for that. That resonates with me. And I bet people listening right now that don't give a rip about soccer or food the ball, they will understand Go USA, beat the commies. Like that cuts through. They need to make a commercial of that. Can you imagine making the United States men's national team, making that their logo or their statement, put it on T-shirt.
Oh, I just saw a video of them watching the NBA Finals and what happened last night.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm out. Never mind. They can all lose.
Oh, were they happy about the way things? What did you just see? I don't think I understand what you saw.
Yeah, they were celebrating what happened last night.
Oh my heavens! Well,
all right, I'm out.
Back out.
I'm going with Argentina now.
That's right. When we continue on Extra 106.3. Does ESPN need a story about Carmelo Anthony next on the Morning Extra?
You can stream Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station while you work at extra1063.com. Get the latest from the Morning Extra, The Kimmer Show, and Neil Bortz, and stay connected at the office. That's xtra1063.com.
You and your buddy, you've been through a lot with each other. The ups and the downs. He's been with you every morning, noon, and night. You've traveled the world together. Heck, he was even with you on your first big date. But have you noticed he's struggling lately? Not performing on the job. He can't even stand up straight anymore. He's wanting to cry out for help, but just doesn't know how. He needs Dr. Deal and Total Body Therapy of Georgia. They can give him the gift of good posture this year, help him stand proud and become all he was meant to be. Now, take him by the hand. Look him in the eye and say, I appreciate you, little fella. And we're going to get you some help. We're going to call 404-777-1911. We're going to visit tbtofga.com. We are going to say goodbye to erectile dysfunction forever. Total Body Therapy of Georgia. It's a hard conversation to have, but it's one worth having. Total Body Therapy of Georgia. Online at tbtofga.com.
MDM architect positions offered by Warner Media Services, LLC in Atlanta, Georgia. Design, implement, and manage the processes and technologies related to master data within the organization. Position reports to Atlanta, Georgia office. Telecommuting permitted in accordance with company policy, but must live within commuting distance of stated office. Please submit resume to wbdi@wbd.com. Reference job ID 9788155.
Atlanta It's Mark from the Safe House. The legacy of Joe Biden lives. His open border policy let millions of illegal criminals stream into our country. We continue to have customers visit the showroom and report that they have been victims of break-ins and lost their hard-earned and irreplaceable items. So don't be a victim. Drive by the Safe House showroom and see what real security looks like. Picture yourself placing your valuables in a Fort Knox safe. Now that's real protection for your priceless valuables. Drop by the showroom or go to AtlantaSafeHouse.com.
Hey, it's Tug. Chuck and the team at Central Heating and Air Conditioning are bringing back something I love. Their 6th annual Christmas in July, benefiting Skyland Trail right here in Atlanta. Skyland Trail does incredible work helping people facing mental health challenges get real, lasting support. And Central is proud to give back to a community that they've been serving since 1947. Now, here's the part I like. It's easy to help, and it actually helps you too. When you sign up for a Central maintenance agreement, they'll donate $10 directly to Skyland Trail. And on your side, you'll get priority service, seasonal tune-ups to help prevent breakdowns, and better efficiency, especially now that the Georgia heat's kicked in. It's one of those rare wins where you're taking care of your home and helping someone else at the same time. Central services all makes and models. With them, you're never a number, you're family. Call 770-GET-HEAT or go to centralheat.com to sign up today. Carrier products, carrier warranty, carrier peace of mind. Central Heating and Air Conditioning, delivering carrier comfort for the world we share.
We're smart, we care. We're Central Heating and Air.
For a lot of drivers, the question isn't, should I buy a Toyota? It's, where should I buy it? Because the dealership matters long after the paperwork is signed. My good friends at Marietta Toyota, well, they've built their reputation the right way. Trust, consistency, and of course, most importantly, taking care of the neighbors and customers for over 50 years, proudly serving the Marietta area since 1975. You get real selection, straightforward answers, and a team that respects your time. Here's the difference most dealerships don't include. Every new Toyota comes with our nationwide lifetime powertrain warranty. That's valid for unlimited time and unlimited mileage for as long as you own your Toyota. That's long-term confidence backed by Toyota quality and supported by a full team here after the sale with service and genuine Toyota parts on Cobb Parkway South. It's time for you to visit Marietta Toyota on Cobb Parkway South, about 3 miles north of Truist Park. Marietta Toyota. We've been here and we'll be here for you.
Nationwide lifetime powertrain warranty included with every new Toyota purchase. See dealer for coverage details, exclusions, and requirements.
Epic parties start at Staples. Now you can grab Party City balloons, decorations, and tableware, plus matching custom invites, banners, and more right at Staples. That was easy.
If you like Brian Kemp, you're going to love Rick Jackson.
Rick Jackson's been a good supporter of mine. He's got a great story, and I've kind of felt like for really 2 years now that race is right for a political outsider, especially somebody that could sell funds.
Rick Jackson, a conservative outsider who will make Georgia proud, just like Brian Kemp.
I'm Rick Jackson. Brian Kemp wins big for Georgia. Record jobs, teacher pay raises, and when Hollywood liberals tried to boycott Georgia, Kemp never backed down.
The conservative outsider, just like Kemp.
As governor, I'll slash property taxes and lead America in job creation. I'm Rick Jackson. Like Governor Kemp, I'll fight for Georgia and win big, because that's what I've done my whole life.
Rick Jackson's been a good supporter of mine. He's got a great story.
Rick Jackson for Georgia. Paid for by Jackson for Governor Inc.
The stories that matter to you. These are your Georgia headlines.
Good morning. These are your Georgia headlines on Extra 106.3. Residents packed the Marietta City Council meeting Wednesday night to voice their concerns about a proposed data center near Bells Ferry Road and I-75. City leaders say no construction plans are currently under review, but property was rezoned for light industrial use last year, fueling ongoing community opposition. A Henry County High School graduate is making headlines after being accepted to 264 colleges and universities and earning more than $17 million in scholarship offers. Woodland High School graduate Patrick Pruitt says he hopes his achievements inspire other students to dream big and pursue every opportunity available. Georgia is becoming one of the first states to enroll eligible foster children into new federal Trump accounts. The program provides $1,000 investments from the U.S. Treasury for qualifying children, with funds available when they reach adulthood. State leaders say the accounts could help foster youth build a stronger future. Today's weather in Metro Atlanta: expect a hot and humid June day. Temperatures will climb into the 90s this afternoon with a mix of sun and clouds. Rain chances are relatively low during the day, though an isolated shower or thunderstorm is possible later on. Tug and Los until 10 on Extra 106.3. June means the American Red Cross and the Atlanta Braves are hosting their All-American Blood Drive presented by Delta Airlines, back for the 18th season, where every blood donor scores a pair of tickets to an upcoming Braves game, a commemorative T-shirt, and a Delta Stadium bag while supplies last. Plus, you can become a Power Red donor on site for additional specialty gifts. Looking to collect 600 units and give the gift of life. If you need all the times, locations, go to 680 The Fan, our sister station, 680thefan.com/blood drive. That's 680thefan.com/blood drive. Los, we need to get out there and do that because we have magical blood.
Yeah, we have the awesome stuff.
Yeah. The stuff that's universal. Los and I are universal donors, so I get called all the time, and I've not given in a while, and it's my fault, so I need to do better. And plan on doing so.
Me and my O negative blood and your O negative blood.
That's right. We got the it's like the Beverly Hillbillies, right? Black Gold Texas tea when they hit the oil spigot,
That's right.
And they became. That's what we got. We got the oil spigot of blood.
They're like, oh, sweet, he has O negative.
That's right, absolutely.
I'm telling you, as long as you offer me, because the last time that I donated blood, I was given an Amazon gift card. I bought a butt pad, which I use in the studio every day. Yeah. It's great because the seat is awful. But yes, as long as you will offer me something tiny, small, something simple.
Just a little thing to say thank you.
I'm in.
Yeah, there you go. We need to do it. We need to get out there and get it done. I was just reading, too, since we talked about the World Cup stuff and it starts today. I guess the folks at ESPN say Spain is the team to beat in the World Cup, then France, Argentina, England, and Brazil. Those are the teams. And in the top 15, the United States men's national team does not show up.
Imagine that. You have ESPN that is telling you that the number one team in the world isn't the team to beat.
Yeah, no, right.
Okay.
All right. Good enough. We'll take it. But that's what they've said. Anyway, ESPN, speaking of ESPN, man, their coverage, I would imagine, just because I know their point of view when it comes to Carmelo Anthony and the terribly sad story that it is probably only one direction. Am I close to the truth?
No, you're not, but I'll help you.
Okay.
No, it's straight. They dished it out with straight news.
Okay.
This is really about a guy that I think is a sweetheart, but he's also a moron, and that's Roddy White, the former Atlanta Falcons receiver. Roddy White is a nice dude. He's a friendly guy. He's also a simpleton.
Okay.
This is a guy that in 2007, when you had all the Mike Vick dogfighting stuff went down, on Monday Night Football, he yanks up his jersey and his shirt says "Free Mike Vick."
Right. Yeah.
I'm like,
I remember
he's
that.
going to federal prison, you moron.
Yeah.
He's just one of those guys. And so Roddy White, when the conviction came down of Carmelo Anthony, and let's face it, when you just go through the information that was in the courts and what is now public record, the dude killed another young man over nothing.
Yeah.
Just what happened. Just decided.
Just throwing your life away.
Yeah, I'm just going to throw my life away, and I'm going to pretend I'm the victim, and whatever the family did, the legal advice, whatever, it was all terrible because nothing in that story, including the own eyewitnesses that the defense team brought up, all basically corroborated.
Yeah.
They told him to leave. This is what he did.
Yeah.
This was Roddy White the other night. Quote, "Look at ESPN. Why are you reporting this? And why is this on your page? Makes no sense. This don't got nothing to do with sports. Also, the dude that died wasn't a track athlete out there doing any sports. He wasn't actually supposed to be out there. But paint the narrative." Now, by the way, I read that exactly as well.
I know. I read along with you. Goodness, yeah. And look, I don't have a great command of the English language either. So maybe I'm not the right guy to throw stones when it comes to the way you present yourself. But I know right from wrong. I'm sure about that one.
I mean, this entire deal comes down to ESPN reported on a story that included sports and one young person killing another one.
Yeah.
At a sporting event, at a track meet.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, and I continue, I think so far you and I are the only two people who've ever discussed this, and it never comes up anywhere else. Has anyone ever been in a track meet? You know that there is no such thing as pockets.
Yeah.
On any track uniform.
Yeah, on the running shorts, yeah. None of it adds up. None of it makes sense. But
you brought a knife.
And I thought for sure that the signs saying no weapons, when you go onto school campuses and all that would have been good enough, right? Don't bring a weapon.
Now granted, we're not talking machete. It was a 4-inch blade.
But if you're not supposed to have a knife, you're not supposed to have a knife, right?
And as Jasmine Crockett told me, it's like, well, it's not even a deadly weapon. It is when it works.
Yeah, well, it is when you use it as one. You could use a baseball bat. That's not a weapon at all. But if you hit somebody with it, it becomes one.
And so that is where people like Roddy White and the continuation of this story and the narrative, I think, is what has been most fascinating to me. Because Roddy White, granted, simpleton, nice guy. I'm going to point that out. Very nice guy. But a simpleton. He is an idiot. But he's a nice guy. He's a really good soul. But I'm pretty sure he eats Jell-O with his hands. Roddy White has bought into all of this. Roddy White actually believes it was an all-white jury.
Okay.
I guarantee you that.
Yeah. Well, but in his original post, he said he wasn't supposed to be there. He was on the track team. What do you mean he's not supposed to be there? The hell are you talking about? Yeah, that's the first thing that stood out to me. That's the first thing that I was like, well, wait a minute, that didn't make sense. What you're saying doesn't add up already. So the likelihood of you having the facts about the whole story correct are little to none.
But to watch what this has turned into, for social media argument's sake, he was beaten on Carmelo.
Yeah.
And that's why he did. And this isn't, it's like, no.
No, the video.
That's not what the eyewitness.
And the video, right?
The eyewitnesses that testified in court said that he either had a hand put on his shoulder or that he was pushed towards, like, hey, you got to go.
Yeah.
When he struck him so hard with the knife that it broke through the sternum of the young man and pierced his heart.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. It really is. I despise stories like this because they're preventable. I despise stories like this because they don't have to happen. Why in the world did your reaction to, hey, get out from under our track tent, go maybe to your team's track tent or your squad's track tent? Like, why does that end up in murder? I don't.
Yeah.
I can't follow the logic there. I'm not the smartest guy in the room ever, but the logic just doesn't work out for me.
Well, because stupid people do stupid stuff.
I know, but dude,
and then the more fun that occurs in there is then there's stupid ex-NFL players that comment on it without the information.
I just can't wrap my head around it. And there's the other reporters too that I've seen on social media when they're talking about how, those people talking about Austin Metcalf's family can't possibly understand loss or struggle like black women. There was a reporter that said that. And I'm just like, wait a minute. How does one have anything to do with the other, first of all? And these people just saw their kid murdered in front of them. Their kid is no longer there. What do you mean they don't understand struggle? What else would you describe that as?
It's moronic behavior to alibi for whatever you choose to do.
Yeah, you're trying to give a pass somewhere.
Well, you don't understand. I've dealt with struggle.
Dude, I don't know that I believe you, ma'am. I don't know that I agree with you.
No. What I just did right now, you don't understand. I've dealt with struggle.
It's moronic is the right word to use.
It'll cause you to roll your eyes pretty hard.
It's the saddest thing though, because not only is this kid thrown away his life, there's people that are saying that he should be free and clear, and I'm like, well, what kind of message does that send? We're not going to punish you for murdering someone? I can't.
Well, you don't understand the struggle.
Clearly not. Clearly not.
How about you have one life, one opportunity, and maybe don't waste it doing stupid stuff?
You know what?
And maybe at home, your parents should have been more accountable for telling you this culture of violence. Don't take part in it.
I can't just because it's so close to our family, but it was a discussion that came up last night We have someone that is making bad decisions as a senior in high school. And she has a little boyfriend who's actually a really good kid, and the little boyfriend doesn't like her friend group. And they're probably going to break up because of that. But she, the person that we love, is just making terrible decisions. And I used the quote, I quoted you last night, show me your friends and I'll show you your future, because I thought what you said was so wise. And it's crazy that it came up at the dinner table last night at our house for someone that we love. And that was the interesting part, is none of the family, none of her family, the girl that I'm referring to, they don't like the friend group. They do like the little boyfriend. The boyfriend doesn't like the friend group either, and they're about to break up because of the friend group. And all of the decisions continue to be bad, and your words kept echoing in my head until the point that I used them last night as an example of why we need to intervene, why we need to help, or the family should intervene and the family should help, because it's so true.
Your friend group will show you where you're going when you're at that age.
No truer words have ever been spoken on this show. Morning Extra on Extra 106.3. CNN sucks at the news. And I'll show you why next as we wrap up on Extra 106.3.
Extra 106.3 Sports, powered by 680 The Fan.
Good morning. Here are your sports headlines for Thursday, June 11th. The Atlanta Braves look to salvage the series in Chicago tonight against the White Sox after a narrow loss, 2-1, the final last night, as the White Sox have taken the first two games of the series. Game 3 tonight. Martin Perez will be on the mound for the Braves. He'll be opposed by Anthony Kay. First pitch is set for 7:40. You can hear all of the game action on our sister station, 680 The Fan, and for free on the Fan app. The Stanley Cup Finals tied currently at 2 games apiece. Game 5 goes down tonight between the Carolina Hurricanes and the Las Vegas Golden Knights. Puck drops at 8 o'clock. From the NFL, Kansas City Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes has reworked his contract. His deal is now worth nearly $505 million and runs through 2033. With your sports headlines, I'm Carlos Medina.
Still on the fence about a fence? Hi, this is Jared with Accent Fence. Protect your home, your family, and your pets with a brand new fence from Accent Fence. Whether you want the classic look of wood, the durability of aluminum or steel, or the affordability of chain link, Accent Fence builds it right the first time. And with no money down financing available, your dream fence is more affordable than ever. Read our 5-star customer reviews online and see why so many homeowners trust Accent Fence. For quality, craftsmanship, and dependable service, visit accentfence.net today for your free quote.
Stovall & Company Wholesale Landscape Supply has been family owned and operated for more than 75 years, and we treat you like family too.
Check us out at StovallInc.com or stop by our new store in Canton, Georgia and see what we have to offer.
At Stovall, we supply all your landscape project needs.
Completely hassle-free, all the way down to the delivery.
Have you been dreaming of an outdoor kitchen, fireplace, or other custom paver project? We partner with Keystone Hardscapes for all your beautiful high-end concrete needs.
We look forward to making your landscape dreams come true. Stovall has it all.
Hey, it's Front Office Los with Tom, the honest car guy. Let's talk about the new way to buy a car in 2026. Tell me how you can save clients thousands of dollars in this process.
I got a customer here, Jeff Everhart. I met him today first time because I delivered his 25 model Honda Pilot, fully loaded with only 16,000 miles on it. Jeff, answer Los's question about that one.
It was actually shocking. I mean, you hear the advertisements, you want to believe it, and then when you go through with the sale, and there's no extras, there's no dock fees, there's no storage fees, no transportation fees. The price I was given was the price that I paid plus their honest fee. I did save thousands of dollars, and it was a very quick sale.
Well, we appreciate that.
And did it from my living room.
Did it from your living room.
Friends, if you're in the market for a pre-owned car, truck, or SUV, get an honest car buy from the Honest Car Guy. You pay what we pay, plus an honest fee, and we back that up by giving you the bill of sale. That's our transparency guarantee. Call 844-SHOW-ME-1. That's 844-SHOW-ME, the number 1, or visit honestcarguy.com.
If you like Brian Kemp, you're going to love Rick Jackson.
Rick Jackson's been a good supporter of mine. He's got a great story, and I've kind of felt like for really 2 years now that race is right for political outsiders, especially somebody that could sell funds.
Rick Jackson, a conservative outsider who will make Georgia proud, just like Brian Kemp.
I'm Rick Jackson. Brian Kemp wins big for Georgia. Record jobs, teacher pay raises, and when Hollywood liberals tried to boycott Georgia, Kemp never backed down.
The conservative outsider, just like Kemp.
As governor, I'll slash property taxes and lead America in job creation. I'm Rick Jackson. Like Governor Kemp, I'll fight for Georgia and win big because that's what I've done my whole life.
Rick Jackson's been a good supporter of mine. He's got a great story.
Rick Jackson for Georgia. Paid for by Jackson for Governor Inc.
Did you really think Pure Talk was just going to sit back and watch America turn 250 years old without doing something awesome to celebrate? Of course not. That's why they're raising $250,000 for America's Warrior Partnership by the end of July. America's Warrior Partnership is on the front line of preventing veteran suicide. They've had extraordinary success, and here's how you can help. When you switch your cell phone service to Pure Talk this month, you'll be invited to round up to support America's Warrior Partnership. No pressure, but if you do, Pure Talk will match your donation dollar for dollar. And to further celebrate 250 years of our extraordinary democratic republic, Pure Talk is offering unlimited talk, text, and data for just $34.99 a month. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe. That's pound 250, say Mike Rowe. And happy birthday to us.
Need a break from all the political talk? Tune into Holy Crap It's Sports with Pete Davis every weekday at 5:20 on The Kimmer Show. It's your daily dose of what's hot in the sports world, from the field to the locker room, with Pete's unfiltered opinion and a side of laughs. It's smart, it's funny, it's sports with edge. Holy Crap It's Sports. Catch it at 5:15 only on The Kimmer Show on Xtra 106.3.
Tug and Los until 10. Earlier, Los had a great story about the people at CBS melting down over Bari Weiss, and now the people at CNN are melting down because Bari Weiss will be overseeing some of the CNN product, too. Now, this is not a conservative woman. She just said, hey, maybe we should maybe center this up very slightly. You know, just maybe, potentially show both sides of a story and have some believability in the things that we broadcast, maybe try to heal up some of the damage that we've done in the last 40 years for people just not believing anything that is said on news media anymore. And why is this a good idea? If I look at it, Los, I bring in maybe 48 different CNN hoaxes that they have broadcast in the last few years, like, I don't know, that rural America can't live without NPR and PBS. That was one of the hoax that they talked about. The photo of the starving Gaza baby, that hoax. Trump is destroying the White House hoax. Hegseth, kill everybody hoax. ICE detains 5-year-old hoax. Dude, and there are 43 more that I could go through, and you'd be rolling your eyes to the back of your head because all of them are so ridiculous.
I guess the strange part for me is that you would think a news organization, in a similar way that we do, if there's a piece of news out there, we're trying to find a couple of additional sources before we start reporting on it. They don't bother with that. It's just whatever the internet, whatever social media has, becomes let's get it out here, and we don't have to worry about apologizing. We don't have to worry about being right. We just want to be talking about whatever people are talking about first.
That's right. We'll get it out there. We'll talk about it. And look, even better if it goes in the direction of our politics, we're going to jump on that immediately. You know, we're going to talk about hands up, don't shoot. We're going to talk about Russian collusion. The Hunter Biden laptop is Russian disinformation. All of those. What about Georgia? Here in Georgia, Jim Crow 2.0. I'm sure you remember that hoax that lost Georgia and the Braves the All-Star game.
Well, let's just go back to the first one that you brought up. Let's have a 5-year-old detained by ICE. This 5-year-old was detained by ICE, and that was the story that they were running with. And here's the information. Here's the picture. In actuality, the dad jumped out of the car and took off.
Left his kid.
left his kid. And Ice ends up being like, all right, let's take care of the kid. Let's make sure he's entertained. We'll go get him a Big Mac. We'll do whatever. We'll find something in order to make sure that we have what's going on. And then mom won't even answer the door because it's Ice. That's the story. But CNN was never going to tell you the full story, because if they did, it would make the people that they're trying to turn out to be like patron saints, it would make them look bad. A person jumped out of the car and left their kid?
Well, that can't be the case, because it's Ice that's the bad guy. It's Ice, they're the problem. So we definitely can't say what really happened or care to investigate what really happened, because once we find it out, then we're not going to be able to report it. So maybe we'll just stay dumb. Maybe just go with the first thing and not even pick up on the actual details of the case, because Ice is bad. That's the only thing they know. They know that for sure, and everything coming from that premise is okay and acceptable.
I mean, these are still the same people, and when it ever comes up, I choose to jump into it. I don't know if you saw where Terry Bradshaw was on Joe Rogan, and they brought up, because Bradshaw started talking about ivermectin and different stuff along those lines. And Joe Rogan had to go down the road again of telling him the story, because Terry Bradshaw didn't know the story, that when Joe Rogan got COVID, when he had to cancel a show with Chris Rock, his doctor prescribed him like 7 different things, which, I mean, it was a whole regimen. But basically, he was fine in 48 hours. And when he told everybody about the regimen, CNN took his video, put a filter on it to make him look green, and basically told everybody that ivermectin was horse paste. Because they couldn't possibly have the entire industry that was going to make billions of dollars off of these shots threatened.
Goodness. And Bradshaw had no idea.
No idea.
And of course. But I would think, because it's not like Terry Bradshaw is not, I mean, he's a relatively conservative guy. Hadn't he got a little bit of scolding here and there on social media because he says things that are too pro-conservative?
I just got the impression that Terry Bradshaw marches to the beat of his own drum.
Oh, well, there may be that. Maybe that. Okay, fair enough.
I think he just kind of goes about life like da la 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 la.
Right.
That's fine. It works for him.
Fine. Everything is good. Well, and probably in Terry Bradshaw's life, everything is fine and good. He probably don't have to worry about anything. Because even if things go terribly wrong, his family's got enough money they don't have to worry about it.
But the story is how CNN once again made it a point to take something and have to twist it and have to say, you took a video a man posted and you put a filter on it.
That's low down dirty.
To make him look sick.
Okay, let's say it wasn't CNN. Let's say it was a regular company and they did that to another company. They took what they had posted, twisted it as to get advantage in the marketplace. Dude, once that came out, the CEO would be fired, the marketing officer would be, you know what I mean? Like if you were to just do 2 random companies, take what we know about politics and news out of it, anybody that did something that dumb and that egregious, they would be fired. CNN, nothing happens. Nothing. Everything is up until now where Bari Weiss is going to take over, and now they're melting down over it.
About the only real repercussions there are is if you say something that is so ridiculous that CNN ends up being sued, or one of these other companies. What was it, Nicholas Sandmann, who ended up getting his money from CNN.
That was one of the hoaxes too.
Donald Trump with CBS. I'm like, if you happen to put something out there so ridiculous and report it as news, that is the one repercussion you have these days.
Yeah. The Covington kids, was that who that was?
Yes.
I think so, yeah. That was on the list of hoaxes too. There's like 48 of them. Unreal. It's just crazy that anybody is surprised that Bari Weiss has taken over CNN, or at least partially taken over some of the management and some of the editorial stuff, because it needed to be done. It's so out there in left field with a football bat. None of it ever makes sense. It's all freaking bullcrap. That'll do it for us. Thank you for being here. We got one more day, and then Friday we'll be here. Going to be so much fun. Stick around for Glenn Beck, Clay and Buck, and the Kimmer Show. I I don't know if you saw this. Along with our Vote Tug and Los for mornings, I've seen a new sign. It says Flounder for afternoons, 3 to 6 here on Extra. Like it's like a mock-up of it or something.
What a crazy plan.
I don't know what's happening.
Man.
Maybe it's something we need to know about. At some point.
I don't know anything about it, so.
Flounder's going to try to take over the afternoon show or something. I'm not sure what's going on.
What a great plan on his part, now that he's management.
That's right. That'll do it for us. Y'all come back now, you hear?
He's the enemy.
Your favorite Extra shows are streaming live video from the studio on Extra 106.3's YouTube channel. Subscribe to the Extra YouTube channel and get the Morning Extra and the Kimmer Show in live digital video.
Your yard, it stresses you out. Between the watering, the seeding, the weeding, and mowing. And no matter what you do, you're never satisfied. Have you thought about artificial turf? It's low maintenance, it's pet friendly, and it looks amazing all year round. Those in the know use ATL Turf Go. ATL Turf Go is Atlanta's top choice for artificial grass installation. Let them build you a backyard of your dreams with a custom golf or putting green, outdoor kitchen or pool deck. They even specialize in custom concrete and stonework. They handle everything from design and grading to construction and drainage solutions. So whether it's residential lawns or recreational sports fields, ATL Turf Go can build you a stress-free space you'll love. So say goodbye to mowing, maintenance, and your wasted weekends. Learn more and schedule your free in-home consultation today. Call ATL Turf Go, 678-403-2339. That's 678-403-2339. Or visit atlturfco.com.
I'm Chad Pergram.